who is going to start us off with a recap?
Oh, I will. Oh, no, wait.
Bex,
All right.
Bex,
All right, Bex, what's the recap?
You guys ended up in a mirror image world where everything was the opposite, because I had... So, for once in Petra's life, she was the smartest person around. From what I heard. And you had to get these glass shards and defeat your opposites to then get out of the place, and you thought it seemed to have the connection to the Black Dragon. So yeah, that was your recap.
It didn't have a connection to the Black Dragon. It was triggered by the gem that Niu had in her pocket. Well, gem.
Alright,
chunk
now,
of
now, Niu, give us the actual recap.
Yeah.
On the way to the funeral,
and Jose.
we passed through a archway, which happened to be where the mirror had broken, which we find out later. But when we passed by there, the chunk of Izokus that Niu had in her pocket triggered the mirror, but since the mirror was broken, it couldn't make a full portal or anything, and it stuck the entire party into a mirror world where everything was backwards. People were speaking backwards. The whole planet or whatever you want to call it was flipped. Left was right, right was left. Petra was smart. Amaranth was the strongest person in the party.
I have one question.
Physical strength.
When we went for a pee, did it come back into our bodies, or
No.
just
Move on, please.
No, we're not going there.
We're not doing the Red Dwarf backwards planet then.
So go ahead and continue, Niu.
We went through some shenanigans to gather shards of this mirror from as each person fractured into their own little separated timeline, where when a person fractured, they'd be able to interact with people, but in the unfractured part with the rest of the party, they would be hostile. We gathered all this stuff, ended up getting back into the same thing. Petra figured out that similar magic to the mirror was coming from the treasury. We went there, found the rest of the mirror, the magic item that is used for making portals, put it back together, it magically fixed itself, the world went back to normal. After which, Petra and Cal went off to get stuff for the cart for future travels, where they found a lockbox in the back of the thing that ate potatoes. Petra threw herself in it. It turned out to be a mimic, which we later talked to with tongues, and it was like, don't kill me! And while they were figuring that out, before the actual talking to it with tongues, Amaranth, Brolin, and Niu were at the treasure, and Niu was experimenting with the mirror, where she opened a portal with the mirror using the chunk of Izokus to the black realm thing where she had been teleported previously. And she saw 4 flames instead of 3.
Dum dum dum.
And then we all met back up, and Petra's like, we have a mimic, it's named Boxy. And that's kind of where we left off.
Yep. Pretty much just all met up, and Petra's just... We have a mimic now. I'm sorry, what? His name's Boxy.
Yep.
Alright, so, knowing that, what do you guys want to do?
For sake of brevity, had just left the treasure. I had set up with the treasure to be back the next day to open the portal again, because I wanted to make preparations. So yeah,
I think it's still the same day.
It would still be the same day, yeah.
it's later in the day now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not really.
Me...
Oh!
I want to go back to the theater very quick.
Okay. What do you want to do at the theater?
I want to see if they're done removing that massive chunk of crystal from the floor, and if they are, try and track it down. That shit's potentially dangerous.
Okay. So you head over to the theater, and they are still very much in the middle of removing this chunk because it is essentially fused with the floor that it's attached to. So they're having to remove the wood around it and essentially disassemble the stage in that section to then haul this massive crystal out.
I'm gonna find like somebody who looks to be like the head of the theater or something that's dealing with everybody handling this.
Okay. It's pretty easy to find the supervisor. He's the one standing there supervising.
Like, you do this, you do that.
Pretty much.
I'm approaching him and be like, may I inquire as to what your plans are with this giant chunk of crystal?
He looks down from what he's working with and stops looking at everybody that he's, keeping an eye on. Turns to you and kind of eyes you up and down and goes, "What business is it of yours?"
I can sense a very powerful magic coming from this, and I'd like to take it to study. But obviously, it's very big and probably heavy, so...
Well, unfortunately, this is not public property, and it won't be going with you.
Can you tell me where it is going?
That's none of your concern.
I think the funniest thing about that is she was sincere.
Can you at least tell me if it is going, for whatever reason, to the city's treasury?
It will be going to the royal treasury, as this has been claimed by the royal mages. Now, if you don't mind, I have a lot of work to do, and an entire theater stage to repair.
Awesome, I will have to talk to the treasurer. She will thank him, apologize for interrupting him, and leave.
Alright, so she turns into a tree and leaves. Oh. My bad.
See you next fall.
That?
Please make it stop.
Never.
She lumbers away to find Jack.
Suddenly she gets set on fire.
Amaranth's gonna start...
Oh, Amaranth's around, okay.
In the book.
Alright, so what else would you guys like to do?
We got the potatoes to take back with us, haven't we?
Yes.
Yep.
Minus a few.
Yeah, minus a little bit. Let me make sure I put those in the wagon too. I don't think I did yet.
I'm pretty sure the whole group knows, but assuming I hadn't already explained to Petra and Cal the happenings with the portal, I'd explain that.
Petra looks
Which
at
is to
her like
say-
she's crazy.
You got a portal that goes to other planes? That is crazy! Have you seen my pet mimic? His name Boxy.
Got to remember, she's no longer the most intelligent person in the group anymore. She's now the
Sometimes
dumbest
I
person in the
wonder.
group.
Sometimes I wonder about that.
Oof.
She at least has a reason for doing what we're doing. We don't. Oh, kill liches? Yeah, sure, no problem.
Well, I
What'd
have
you do?
that reason.
What did you do before this? Well, I was a cook. I saw your sign looking for people for a super group. I thought I'd just join. It sounded like fun. You're in.
Neither
Is your
of
name
them,
Bob?
and she was directed that way by her patron, which turned into this whole shenanigans. Is the chunk
Petra's
of Azothos that I
entire
have...
reason.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Petra's entire reason for being here is based upon a fabulous line.
Is the chunk of Azokus I have still clear and, like, exhausted of power?
Yes.
I'm gonna do the same thing I did before and try and, Zeronian magic power back into it.
Give me an Arcana check.
Yeah, and the people at the stage are the three first ones. Okay.
23.
The 23, you are able to recharge the crystal to a degree. It doesn't appear to fully charge, but it does become mostly opaque. Alright, what's Petra doing? Since apparently Yu's the only one that's actually doing anything at the moment. Petra, what are you doing?
Petra wants to see if she can find a library. She wants to find information on mimics.
Okay, so she wants a book about boxing.
Yeah.
Yep.
How to
Okay.
feed your mimic.
So they do have a rather large library here. It's open to the public. Just walk right in. The pamphlet that you guys each picked up on the initial wall when you came to the city will have clearly marked the library's location, so it doesn't take you very long to find it at all. You're able to walk in. There is a directory book sitting at the entrance there. It is not an enchanted one. It's more of just like an index where you have to flip through to find anything that you're looking for.
Alright, Petra starts looking for how to train your mimic.
Is the royal family or the palace in this city? Just to double check.
Yes.
Man, it is the capital city.
I just want to make sure.
But anyways, so Petra will go ahead and try to look for a mimic. Just can she even read the directory is the question.
The directory is in giants. You cannot read it.
She reads it slowly and loudly.
You just see Petra getting angrier and angrier as she flips the pages.
Okay, so Petra's normal.
Suddenly an axe goes through the index book.
Somebody broke this. Holding her axe behind her back.
Somebody broke
It's-
that.
It's like poking up over her head too. It's so fucking big.
It's just massive, sticking out both sides. Like she's just covering maybe like 25% of it. Is just the rest is sticking out around her. Somebody broke that. I don't know what happened.
Anyways, she'll go ahead and just look for somebody who can direct her to what she wants.
Oh, hey, give me a perception check.
Oh, she won't be able to see shit. God damn it. She can see all the shit.
Hey!
Rolls a 19.
Hey, 22. Yeah, there's a librarian that seems to be putting books back on a shelf, and when you go and approach them, you're able to, pretty quickly explain to them that you can't read the index. At which point they tell you that it's probably going to be an issue then, because the vast majority of the books here are in giant. What are you looking for in specific? At which point you're able to tell them that you're looking for a book on mimics. Odds or evens?
Petra. Did she
She's
say?
Roll evens?
Okay. So she walks you over to the section that is specifically about biology and the life and sciences of creatures in the world. And lo and behold, there is a book, a singular book, that covers the basics about mimics, and it's a minor study on mimics in their natural habitat when not inside of a castle or, mimicking what we would typically consider to be furniture. It's a rather short book, but it does go into the basic details of what a mimic needs to survive and what makes them happy and how to stay alive, etc.
I can't believe we're going with this. This is insanity.
She said evens. It was a 2. She has better odds and evens luck than Windsart did, apparently.
That was a low blow.
I
I mean,
went
he's 6
evens
feet
because
under. I have to
Exactly.
reach down.
That's how low it was.
I went evens because the last 3 times it's been fucking evens, and everybody else has said odds.
Yeah, I'm
All right, weighted dice.
Apparently.
But anyway,
yeah.
so in the book, how much does it say that a mimic has to eat in a week? Does it have to eat like every day, or just every few days, or?
A mimic needs to eat its own weight in food at least once a week.
Okay.
So depending
day.
on
It's
the
fucking
size,
bird.
yeah. So depending on the size and the weight of your mimic, it needs to be able to eat food equivalent to its own natural weight
Okay.
per week.
Petrol starts writing all this down. Her perfect handwriting. She'll even make little pictures.
She's just drawing Boxy munching on a cow.
We just need to get the mimic to mimic something very small, and then it won't need to eat much.
That's why I said natural weight. Because while a mimic can mimic something small, it still has its own natural weight.
I imagine it mimicking like a ring or something, but the ring's still like 150 pounds. Try and pick the thing up. And
I
be like, "What
assume
the
this book
fuck?"
also mentions that some mimics can actually speak common.
So, mimics cannot speak common. They can, however, speak a version of primordial. And that's why tongues worked on the mimic. It was able to speak that particular language, and because tongues allows it to speak in a way that you understand if it speaks any languages at all, that's why.
I could talk to it then.
Primordial isn't a singular language, so you know.
Yeah,
More like
there's a couple
semaphore.
different versions.
Yeah, it
Based
generally
on the
covers
plane it
the
originates from.
language. Yeah.
It's still a
Does it say
language,
anything
though.
about learning how to communicate with your mimic?
No. But I would imagine you would have to learn to speak the language that it uses.
Potentially.
I want to go and see if I can speak to an advisor within like the royal kind of castle about the Zokas and the liches and stuff like that.
Okay. So you head over to the castle. It's very much in the center. It's a large keep. As you approach the gate, you are immediately stopped by the guards, and they ask you what your business here is at the castle. You're muted.
With the recent death of Izokas at the hands of a black dragon, I am wanting to speak to an advisor regarding this and the other liches and the almost upcoming war that you guys have almost causing.
Give me
Yeah, that's a good thing to
persuasion
say. Want to talk about this war you're gonna cause?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So you're not arrested on the spot.
Yeah.
However, the guards don't seem amused by what you're saying. And they kind of look you over. You don't pay much attention, do you? The war is starting.
And that makes a difference. Why? Wars do
claim-
end, do they not?
You claim that the war hasn't started. It's started yesterday. We sent
Well-
troops out.
Well, that's nice. You can always stop it.
As
Hence why
for
I'm
speaking to advisor, you must schedule an appointment.
Okay. How do I schedule an appointment?
To schedule an appointment, you must go through one of the district management.
Guess what? Even know what you guys are talking about. You're just bullshitting me. Yeah, I want to do an inside check to check if they're lying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seems like a stand-up guy.
Well, I still don't trust them, so I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna get in here one way or another. You just most probably won't notice. See you around.
Okay, I
Way to
need
go.
a persuasion check. Or no, just a charisma check. Just straight charisma, actually.
You just told them you were going to break into the
Yeah,
castle
you
they're about to
literally
arrest you.
just told them that you were gonna break in. A 19.
She funny girl. Haha.
Alright, so Amaranth just got arrested.
Yay! Okay, let's all go home.
No, before that, if they try and catch me, I am gonna go in.
So they are going to attempt to arrest you.
Damn it, Amaranth.
You can attempt to flee or whatever you intend to do. But keep in mind, they do intend to arrest you now.
I'm ready to deal with that.
Okay? What's your plan?
Fly away.
Okay, so your plan is to fly away.
Pretty much.
In that case, give me a dexterity check. Or dexterity saving throw, sorry. To see if you can jump out of the way and then bloop, off into the air.
Is that a spell or is that an item? Or is that a innate ability?
Fly is a spell.
With a 12, sure. I will say that you were just barely able to jump away because the guards were just completely stunned by the fact that you admitted you intended to break into the royal palace, which gave you just enough time to jump back far enough to fly and get out of the way. However, you are now a wanted criminal in the royal district of Voga, and will likely, within the next few hours, become known in multiple districts.
As the demon lady.
I'm
That
gonna-
gives us-
As the demon that is attempting to kill the king.
I wasn't attempting to kill the king. You've made the assumption. I said I wanted to speak to an advisor.
Well,
We could have
as-
gone through this with the
as
easy
far as
way.
the guards are concerned, you are attempting to assassinate the Tsar.
Likely excuse for an assassin.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to be like, oh, let me go talk to the king when you're trying to go in and kill the king.
How many times has Amaranth gotten in trouble?
A lot.
Hey,
Okay, well,
that often.
well, the good
About-
thing is she'll get arrested, and then she'll find a guy in the jail that's willing to sneak her out for a payment.
Amaranth has
Yeah,
been
you should
in
have just
trouble.
gone to jail so you could do the fucking jailbreak episode.
Amaranth has been in trouble about as many times as Petra has gotten lost from the rest of the party.
Yeah, that's true. You guys are
Yeah,
nothing
but-
if not consistent. Petra gets
Listen, not-
lost, Amaranth gets in trouble, Toby/Cal has bad luck, and Windsor dies.
I regret nothing.
And you looked at every nook and cranny.
Alright, Cal, what are you up to?
Just trying to think of what Cal would do in the city. That's the problem, because obviously we've gone and got the potatoes to bring back.
Yep.
So if anything, it would possibly trying to be, assuming that we're going to be heading back, trying to assume passage back on a vessel to where we went to before.
Okay, so planning the route home, basically.
Basically, yeah. I mean, that's what his job is. In essence, he's a scout. So in essence,
Okay.
if we go,
Makes sense. So in that case, you go back to the ferry then, I assume, to get passage back to Metroff?
Yep,
He's a
yep.
very effective scout. He's so good at hiding, he can hide from ships.
Yeah. So sneaky even in that
Somebody's
objects
jealous.
can't find it. But yeah, so in that case, you are able to go to the docks. You obviously know where they are, you've been there before. And you are able to find somebody that's willing to book you passage on their vessel. It will leave in 2 days' time, and the passage will be 8 lion marks.
Is that for a total of us and the wagon? Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. Does he want paying for that now?
Yes.
Cool. I'll take it out of the.
Out of the company?
Yeah, sorry. When I click
Okay.
on something, it then holds the V key down. But yeah, we'll take out the company's funds, even though technically there's no line marks. Oh, there is line marks. There's 12. Okay, cool, sweet.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll take that. So it's 8, so I'll have 4 left in there. Cool.
Okay, sounds good. In that case, you've secured passage, and it will leave in 2 days. So Alteriok the 14th. So make sure you don't miss your boat. And
What time?
it will leave at 10 in the morning.
Got it.
All right, Brolin, what are you up to?
That is a good question. Ugh.
You have yet to convince the party that you're going with them.
Yeah, I know. See,
I'll
one's
take
a
a walk
wanted
and get some
criminal, the
petrol.
other one's.
It's
not
a
gonna talk
great
about
team, right? You have
Yeah.
an insane, dumb midget. You have a
Brolin
wanted
decides
criminal.
Yeah, Brolin decides, fuck it, he's staying in the city.
He's like,
Like I was like-
maybe this isn't a good team.
And the worst part is you have to team up with an elf.
Yeah. I mean, and then there's that weird freaking lizard lady. Can't
wouldn't
trust
blame you.
lizard ladies.
Dragon.
Oh, yeah, that's
I
right.
don't do that tongue
thing.
She's a drag lady. Okay.
We have a wanted demon criminal, an elf,
Thank you, Mulan.
Petra.
There we thought the same thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she said it just right. She really set it up.
Yeah.
Dragon. Dragon.
Again, I don't do that tongue thing.
Oh,
good
okay. So
times.
yeah, after getting everything set up, or getting things situated with the parish. Who's going to do what, blah blah blah. I'm leaving for an extended period of time, setting up my holy play, a sanctuary, a recall spot, blah blah blah. Buying some comfortable shoes. I'll go look for the party and find their wagon and see who's there to talk to.
Okay, at the wagon,
Probably
I
be me.
believe is Cal and Petra.
No, Petra will be by the.
Oh, she went to
Petra
the
will be-
library. That's
Library, yeah. It'll probably be me by the. So you see the stinky elf.
Yep.
That's right. So, talk to Cal. Basically, I'm an expedition dump. Tell him that before I was at this parish, about a year ago, I was at the parish at Kale. So I know what you guys have done, and I wish to help defeat the Liches for what they did to my former parishioners in Kale.
Obviously, Cal will expedition jump what happened to his own empire from a lich, so he knows where he's coming from. In a form of a sense.
Oh my god. And
Um,
the dwarf not racist to each other?
I know,
Oh, right?
and we're bonding over mutual, trauma.
Now
I
you
do,
dressed
however.
awesome.
Now, I do, however, say if you ever want to be tossed over any bridges, though, I'm not very good at that. Or I can get Petra to do it, though.
Nobody tosses a dwarf.
Petra could.
Petra's good at it, though.
Yeah, we bond over our dislike of the little one. Okay.
That's fair. That's fair. She is crazy, but she gets the job done.
That's true, yeah. She found multiple things by throwing herself at them.
Literally.
And she's surprisingly sturdy. I don't know why.
Probably had some dwarf in her background history.
Oh, she's probably
mean-
a dwarf in her at some point.
That is kind of what stout halflings supposedly.
I mean, they are pretty stout.
Yeah.
Alright,
Short and stout. Here's
we are
my
back
handle.
to New then. What are you up to?
I want to go to the merchant district, and once again, now that everything's not bass backwards, try and find a spy's murmur.
Oh, okay.
Why? You have 2 of them. I mean, they're always really useful and always, being used by the wrong people at the wrong time. So what do you need a 3rd one for?
Give me a perception check.
Perception. I don't see shit.
Yeah, they don't appear to be selling any spice murmurs in the area.
Son of a bitch.
It was a good try.
Do I
No,
want
God
to
said no.
exhaust my inspiration on this? This is the question.
No, you're really. I mean, this is a vanity item. Come on.
I mean, considering how frequently Petra gets lost, I think it would be good to have one on Petra all times.
Well, yeah, that's fine. We just need to keep Cal from staying with Petra.
Yeah. The two of you need to stop
That's
wandering
the
off
problem.
together.
I mean, some people, honestly.
Really.
Honestly.
Petra, what are you doing? Can't you see that he's an L?
Well, it's great. Petra is lost and Cal finds the way back. So,
Yeah. That's true. We don't have. If they are together, we don't have to worry about Petra actually getting lost.
yeah, because Cal's like, I know where I'm going. Why? Because I can see everything. I'm not
Because
4
I
foot
can
tall.
see over the counter.
I don't look with my nose.
I can see over
Same.
the book.
Well, I'm just saying, if Amaranth smells like flowers, I'm gonna follow flowers.
Don't try and catch me. I'm a wanted criminal right now. So
Alright, so, wanted criminal, what are you up to? You flew away, and then what?
I'm going to try and find our caravan and then hide in the caravan.
Like, well, mistakes were made. Time to hide.
Yeah, pretty much.
All I
That'll be
imagine,
fine.
all I imagine is Amaranth not knowing about the mimic and hiding in the lockbox.
Hey, this box is new. I'll hide in here.
This seems like a safe place, and it's empty for some reason.
Wow, this is great.
It's going to go terribly, especially since we're probably going to check people before getting on the boat.
It's the best time I've ever had with a tongue. Oh wait, what?
I will be fine because I'll just come out and then sneak in. You know, by that day, after a couple of days, I'm sure they'll give up. I'll be fine.
Yeah, it's not like we have invisibility or anything.
Sure, Byralia didn't give
It's
up,
not gonna
that's
last
sure.
for a couple days, though.
Oh no.
Just stay in there, and then when it, like I said, when it gets to there,
Well, I mean, if somebody can fly, they can just.
you know what's
fly out of
funny?
the area.
Amaranth makes fun of Petra for sleeping in dirt. Now Amaranth is hiding in a bunch of potatoes that came from dirt.
Yep.
difference. I don't intentionally go and sleep in the dirt. This is not intentional.
I don't know,
This
it
is-
seemed like a deliberate
It's
action.
very intentional.
It's
Fine.
very much intentional because you're going to the cart to hide
No,
in it so
It's
that you're not caught.
pure coincidental that this is what's happening. Pure coincidence, as far as
Yeah,
I'm
it's
concerned.
completely out of your
Open my
control,
mouth.
right?
This is not my reality. This is just the reality that has come to be. So
You know
I'm
what
just
Amaranth should do? Amaranth should dye her hair blue.
You know what Amaranth should do? Not become a wanted criminal in every city she goes to.
Has only been two. Thank you very much. Only two.
Yeah, I'm only wanted criminal in 2 cities. How many are you in?
You're a wanted
Yeah.
criminal in 2 cities and an entire country.
I'd like to add, actually, I am a wanted criminal in 2 countries, and I feel like the first country was a valid reason to be a criminal. I'm happy to be a criminal if it meant getting slaves out of a country. I'm okay with that one. This one, not so much.
Okay. Alright, so, that being said, what do you guys want to do for the next couple days?
Hide.
Well, Nia's gonna go back to the treasury and shenanigans.
Okay. So you go back to the treasury, what does everybody else do?
Petra's going to go ahead and take the knowledge she gained from this book
Mm-hmm.
and that she wrote down. Her handwriting's perfect.
Oh yeah,
As you-
I'm aware.
And she'll start just getting things to feed for the mimic.
She's
also
just
trying
going
to
on a
find-
shopping spree?
Yeah, she also trying to find like a place where she can like weigh things, and she'll ask
Mhm.
Boxy to come with her.
Okay, so she's gonna try and weigh Boxy?
So the mimic's gonna get killed. People gonna be like,
Well, it depends on what he morphs into. We don't know what his range is.
Yeah. So mimics can only mimic something that they've seen before. And
Okay, so there's 2 Petras walking around now.
And Boxy is limited to, at the moment, only furniture.
Yeah, like inanimate objects.
Mm-hmm.
Could be a potato crate.
There's a picture of so it's Petra walking around trying to get her chair.
Wade. So to get a mimic's natural weight, they have to leave their transmorph state, in which case it's not going to be pretty.
Is there an enclosed scale? That's a good question.
Give me a perception check. I'm
No,
willing
that's
to see if you
persuasion.
can find one.
She's not gonna see anything.
I think we'd have a better chance if we just say, okay, we're gonna feed Petra till she's full, and then feed the same amount to Boxy and see if he explodes or not.
With a 17, no, there are no enclosed scales in the area.
Damn.
Can
Your
Cal
book, one more thing. Your book will also have mentioned that a mimic will stop digesting at the point where they have eaten enough for their meal. So if you were to, for example, put more food than it could actually eat, it would only digest enough that it was no longer hungry.
But if you open the lid and there's still food in there, then he's full.
Yes. What were you saying, Cal?
Can Cal go to the library and ask for a book on giant language so we could learn giant without actually having to use the necklace?
It's gonna take you a year.
You can certainly try.
Cool.
They definitely
Well,
have books there for learning the language.
Are we learning giant or are we learning Goliath? I mean,
Giant.
We have a necklace of giant speaking. It's giant.
right, I couldn't remember if Goliaths knew.
So Goliaths do have their own language, but in the case of the stardom of Orodnia, they just speak a dialect of giant.
Right.
Okay. So you speak Common, Elvish, and Giant, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, with the necklace.
Yeah, the necklace lets me speak giant.
Yeah, right. So Common and Elvish.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I've got an intelligence stat +1, so technically I can learn another language, but obviously I've got to learn it. So.
okay. In that case, then so you go to the library. They do have, like I said, several books where you would be able to learn giant from them. However, most of them are in languages that you don't speak. Give me your perception's 21. With a passive perception of 21, you would be able to identify pretty quickly that they do have a book on learning to speak giant that is written in Elvish.
Cool.
Which obviously is a language that you can already read, write, and speak, so you would be able to use that book to learn the language. It will take time, but you will be able to learn from it.
Cool. Obviously, I'll have to take the book with me, and it being in a library, I think I'd want the book back. But how much do they want for the book?
So if you want to purchase the book, they don't do that at the library. They do have a Overstock bookstore that's down the street where they sell old books and things like that, or just books that they have more of than they intended. Like, for example, if somebody didn't return a book and they order a new one and then that book gets returned, it gets sent to the Overstock. But going to the Overstock place, you would then be able to purchase the book there for a single lion mark.
Okay, cool. I'll ask, do they know if you got this in Overstock? I don't know if you have any records of what you have in Overstock.
They don't have records in the library itself. It's entirely self-managed.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll head down there because obviously I want to bring this book with me because that way I can learn it on the way back. You know, and obviously I can't just take this book because they want this book. So, yeah, I'll go to the Overstock place.
Yeah. So, like I said, you're actually able to purchase the book there for 1 lion mark. I was trying to say like you could do that as in they had it, but
got it.
But you took it as like this would be the possibility. I meant that like they actually had it in stock and everything. But yeah, so you are able to purchase it for 1 lion mark, in which case you'll have a copy of the book, and you'll be able to learn from that.
Cool. And is it 5 gold per lion mark, isn't it?
Yes.
Cool. I'll just add that into my loot somewhere.
Okay.
Oh Jesus.
Okay, so
That's just a white circle. What the fuck?
Oh my god, not a white circle.
all right,
Run.
so that one should be marked as shared. You should be able to manipulate it too anytime that you need to.
Okay.
But basically, once that fills up, then you'll have learned the language.
Cool. I don't know how you want to do it, whether you want to do it like they've got Incentor's Guide to Everything, play on how you learn languages, but it's up to you.
It'll just be sort of a downtime activity. Anytime you stop to do stuff, like for example, if you sit down for, we'll say each one of those ticks is 4 hours. I would say 8, but yeah, anytime you take a long rest, or if it's like, we're sitting here for 2 days, so I'll just read all day, then you can get 3 ticks from that.
Well, yeah, like say for the next 2 days, then I'll be with the car, or obviously in the tavern, depending on where we go to sleep, obviously. But if not, I'll be, obviously with the car, and I'll be reading the book.
Okay. In that case, go ahead and mark down 2 days worth. So 6 ticks on there. You should just left click it, and it should pop up the number. And then let's see. Who are we missing? Roland's getting his stuff ready, introducing himself to the party. Amaranth is hiding in the cart. Petra is doing what now?
Well, Petra will have just returned to the cart after not being able to find a scale.
So she's just hanging out with Boxy. All right. What were you gonna say, Brolin?
Well, to help ingratiate himself with the party once he learns about Amaranth's gap, he'll use what political capital he has from being a priest here and try to smooth over everything.
Don't do it. I'm fine being a wanted criminal. I'm used to it.
It would be nice to get out of this country.
Also, Brolin has already knows giant, so he can help Cal once he starts getting up there, I suppose.
Okay.
Start with
Go
conversational
ahead.
giant.
Go ahead and give me a charisma check with advantage.
Wow, 8 or a 2. Lucky me.
Yeah, that pretty much sums up your luck, doesn't it? So with a 13, they are willing to stop criminal pursuit of her, but she is permanently and irrevocably banned from the Royal District, and once she leaves the city, she's not to return.
Well, I'll decide when I want to return or not. You can't stop me.
Okay,
I don't want to return here anyway.
She wants to be a criminal again anyway. No.
I don't want to be here anyway. It's a shithole.
Okay, So, that being said, Amaranth, you don't have to hide for the whole 2 days. Would you like to do anything else, or are you just going to hang out with the party?
No. Is the library in the Royal District?
There is a library in the Royal District, but no. The regular library is not in the Royal District.
God, if only I didn't swap my spell invisibility, because I would have totally just gone in there and gone, I told you not to stop me. But I'll just go to the normal library.
Okay. So you go to the normal library, and what's the plan there?
Research about necromancy and Phobrix, if there is anything on Phobrix.
And here we go again.
Necromancy, not for me, but for no Phobrix. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but to other people, it's not going to look like that.
This is gonna be a whole. Oh, I need information on how to become a lich. Oh, not
No.
for me though. Again.
No, it's more like, how do I defeat necromancy?
Or it's going to become the cannibal
Okay, so
thing
you're
again.
looking for something specifically to combat necromancy.
Yes.
Okay.
There we go.
Oh, God, why do I have to be exact about everything?
'Cause
God.
I'm a DM, and I'm going to twist your words any chance I can. That's pretty much the whole job description. It's just ruining all of your plans.
Just twisting my words.
So basically, you're a genie.
It's okay, I ruin your
Exactly.
plans too.
Yeah. DM, genie, same thing, really. I create everything that you want.
I mean, to be
And
fair, I
everything
also
that you don't want.
ruin your plans.
Yeah, exactly. It's mutual. Yeah, okay. So in that case, you're looking for books on how to fight necromancy.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a perception check.
I mean, technically, necromancy is a school of learning, and there's multiple people that use it. It's not technically considered.
Thank you. Everyone always
Yeah.
makes it sound like it's evil, but it isn't technically evil.
Yeah,
It's kind of evil.
It's not evil or outlawed.
Yeah. So the necromancy class.
But when she asks for books on how to become a lich,
Lich, yes.
that's a little
That's a bit
suspicious.
I can appreciate that point.
So 15, yeah, you're able to find a few books. A lot of them are pretty generic information that you've already found through the course of your interaction. However, you do find one particular book that seems to have information that you guys have not found in any other source yet, which is, it actually contains the location of the temple that was lost in the Sacred Spire.
Yes. I was hoping to hear the Sacred Spire again.
So, looking through the book, you find a roughly hand-drawn map that appears to be very, very old. They even use an outdated design for the compass on the bottom right of the map. It's clearly not something that was done anytime recent. And looking over it, you can see that the names of the cities and things that surround the drawing of the map here are cities that no longer exist or that you've never heard of. However, it's very clearly the Sacred Spire, and there's very clearly a marked route to the temple and where the temple actually is.
Cool. I'm gonna go and find Cal so that he can copy the map. Because
Okay.
he's a scout, so he can do that.
Yes, he can. Okay, so you take the map to Cal. Cal, do you copy the map?
Sure, sorry.
And then I assume you return the book afterwards, yeah?
Yes, I will be turning about that.
Okay. So in that case, you go, you grab this
I'll
book,
put it- I'm
bring
gonna-
it back. Cal copies down the map so that you guys will have it for future reference. And then you head back to the library, drop the book off. Doing anything else with your couple days?
I'll go around the market, see if I can find some nice stuff.
Okay. Just having a shopping spree?
Yeah, window shopping.
Okay. They have relatively nice things. I mean, it's a capital city. They've got quite a lot of stuff. Most of the really nice shops are in the Royal District. So you're mostly looking at middle to lower class shops. Typically, you know, things that are more down to earth, a lot of earth-toned clothing, stuff that's more functionality versus, you know, fashion.
Gross. All right.
Alright, did anybody want to do anything else before?
I still need to
Petra
talk to the
will
treasure
feed-
and everything.
That is correct.
Petra
Okay.
will feed her mimic and then
Okay.
cook for the next few days
Alright,
to make some
speaking
more
of,
landmarks.
speaking of, you are purchasing food from the Mimic, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How much do you plan to purchase?
How much do you think approximately Petra can eat in one day?
I would say in a day? She could, I mean, technically, we roll a d6 for how many meals Petra eats in one sitting, and that's 3 meals a day. So up to 18 meals.
I mean, isn't technically Petra a hobbit? So, like, she has like 11 meals in a day.
Oh god, that would be insane. Could you imagine 66 potential
Exactly.
meals?
Second breakfast.
We'll roll.
That's it for breakfast. 11's, luncheon, supper, tea,
Dinner?
afters, dinner.
Alright, Petra, go ahead and roll me 3d6. Okay, you purchased 10 meals worth. Each one is gonna be a gold apiece. Or, sorry, a silver apiece.
Silver.
Yeah, so 10 silver.
Or 1 gold.
So 1 gold total.
No, 38. No. Love it. Anyways,
Silver and gold.
And are you just gonna feed them one at a time, or are you just gonna dump all the food in?
I'll feed them one at a time.
Okay,
Yeah,
so you're just gonna like throw it in, close it, wait a second, and lift it?
Feed me, Seymour.
Okay. In that case,
Pretty much.
Approximately how many crates did he eat of potatoes as well?
he ate about 2 meals worth of potato. Like,
Okay.
if it was just a meal made completely out of potatoes, it would be that many potatoes, about 2 meals worth. Okay. So,
Okay.
out of your stock, it's not enough to make an impact financially, but he is roughly the size of a 5-gallon bucket.
Mhm.
So about 2 of those. So
I'm gonna let Petra know she needs to take care of this thing. She's gonna have to keep watching it. She's gonna have to stay in that cot because I don't want him eating all the other potatoes.
Clean up after him.
I mean, Petra already made a deal. He only gets to eat what she gives him.
And
And then
Walk
she's
him at
gonna
night,
feed
and
him.
you're gonna have to love him and care for him.
clean him, and you're gonna have to take. Yeah, like you said, clean up his mess.
Petra's
We're not
gonna
cleaning
get
it.
slapped so hard by her mother when she gets home.
Yeah, that's why we don't.
What is a
Cow.
mimic? What is a mimic mess? I mean,
Bones and carcasses.
Right, so
Better bones and
Petra.
carcasses than us dead. Yeah.
when you throw this 6th meal in and you open it back up, only about half of it was eaten.
Okay.
So the first 5.5 meals
So
were
he eats
enough
about
to
like
get
8.5 meals.
He can eat up to 12 meals in a week,
Okay.
which is actually not too bad.
Okay. Petra will write that down.
Okay.
Keep track of her mimics eating.
Alright, I suggest you actually write it down.
Yes, I
Pizza.
will. We'll do that actually.
Alright, and you go back to the treasury. What's your plan?
First, I need to talk to the treasurer and see if he knows anything about the crystal chunk in the theater, and if it's being moved to like his treasury or it's separate one.
He has no idea what you're talking about, which means and he says, which means that it's likely not coming to this treasury, as he would have heard about it if it was. most likely going to a separate treasure.
All right.
Break into the castle.
I'm gonna tell him
Go
that
to the
it
castle.
stores a massive amount of magical energy, and that if it gets near the mirror that is in his treasury, so in the future, like, it would be prudent for him to find out about it and, you know, not let them get in the same location. It will open a portal to potentially a very bad place. She's not entirely sure yet. And it will stay open unless closed. Like, that thing holds a unbelievable amount of power. Like, centuries worth of this portal being open.
Okay.
Unbelievable amount of power. You know, these are tiny bucks.
It's just not
Phenomenal
really little
cosmic power!
and then she's gonna ask if she can use the mirror again.
Okay. He's willing to let you
Okay,
use the
Harry.
mirror again. After, giving him information like that. You also notice that he very quickly writes down the information about the crystal. Then he goes into the treasury room. Once again, you hear multiple locks and a heavy iron door being opened. Then he grabs the mirror, he brings it out. You hear multiple locks once again. Places the mirror standing in front of you again and allows you to interact with it. Once again, the guards are standing there specifically watching you to make sure you don't do anything shady. Like grab the mirror and run.
I'm gonna pull the chunk of Azokus out again. Hold it up to the mirror.
And once again, the mirror will react and the portal will open. And on the other side, you will see the void again.
I'm going to let the treasurer know, please be ready to do what you did before to close the portal as soon as I say. I'm gonna take a look through the portal, see if, Aya's in there, anything has changed from, earlier in the day.
It does not appear that anything has changed.
All right. I am gonna step through it.
Okay. Stepping through the portal, there's kind of an odd feeling for a moment, but then that feeling settles and you are standing once again in the void where this Zaronian glyph appears to float in space.
As soon as I'm through, I'm gonna turn and check the portal.
The portal's still there.
Okay. I want to go up to the flames in the center and see if I can gather any information off of them, like if they're emanating any kind of magical power.
Okay. Give me an Arcana check. $22.
It was almost a fucking 2.
You are able to identify that coming off of the flames, there's a sort of magical signature. Kind of like how you can tell who's using magic just by the feel of the magic itself. And you can tell that the 4 flames are all liches that you've encountered, definitely. You do not sense Phobrix's magic here.
All liches that we've encountered. Okay. That means for sure the ranger and his wolf is dead. Shit. Shit. I'm gonna check the portal again.
The portal is still
we
open.
didn't kill that one, did we?
Nope. We did not.
No, we think her sister did.
I want to take a moment to open up my Book of Infinite Shadow and try and flip through it to see if I can, if anything strikes me as like like resonates with what's anything in the like dark void area thing.
Okay. The entire book seems to thrive on the energy in the area when you open it. And as you flip through looking for anything sort of special, on the very last page of the book, you find the exact sigil written on the pages there that you see in the space in front of you.
I need way more information. I'm gonna check the whole area again. Just like really check around, feel for anything strange in terms of like magic or whatever, see if potentially somebody's hiding. For all she knows, Aya could be invisible or melded with the fucking zone in some way or another. I don't know.
From what you can tell, it appears to just be an empty, endless void.
Alright. I'm gonna leave.
Okay. So you turn around, walk right back out through the portal. There appears to be no problem, nothing hindering you. Everything seems normal when you step back through the portal.
I am going to ask the treasure to shut the portal.
Okay. Which he obviously does. And verifying that you're done with the portal, he takes the mirror and he parts it off back into the treasury room, very securely locking it back into place.
When he comes back out, I will thank him for letting me use the mirror and let him know that when he finds out about the crystal and finds out where it's going, that if the treasure there or whoever is going to be researching this crystal, because I assume, because it was taken by, you know, the royal mages or whatever, if they want more information, find me. And I will, you know, be like, I'm new, I'm from, you know, Trelura and Fondinia, etc., etc. I reside at the college most of the time. You can find me.
Okay. He kind of laughs a little bit. And you're not sure why, but his laugh makes you a little uneasy.
Insight check?
Okay.
Oh, you're definitely sure it makes you uneasy.
He definitely knows something that you don't.
Are the guards still in the door?
Yes. They're still standing right behind you to ensure that you don't do anything that you shouldn't to literal government.
Go on, become a criminal. Become like me. One of us. One of us.
I'm trying to make a decision here. Fuck.
Oh, I say if that chunk of crystal we find out it could be dangerous and explosive, we should have Amaranth tell to.
We should just throw it at a horse then.
I'll throw it at you.
I have
this
Amaranth like
exploding
being a
crystal?
criminal in my notes.
Alright, well, while you figure your shit out, New, is anybody else working on anything?
Well, obviously I said Petra, once she's done feeding her mimic, she's gonna
Cooking.
go and cooking for the next few days. To hopefully get more experience to cook more meals.
I'm going to talk with Broden about potential what's the word, wards and things like that we can use against like death magic, like the type of magic we faced against the necromancy.
The only ward he knows is Bert.
That's fair.
He says, "Okay, I'll check my books and see what Thor and Odin will offer.
Obviously, I'll also explain the sort of fight that we had where obviously Windsor died in, where we had the power word kill. Wonder if he had any sort of protections against those sorts of spells, because the Phobrix character who we've met twice, if I remember rightly, not the Cal's met him twice, but from what I've heard, he's obviously a necromancer, so.
Well, yeah, of course, the easiest way is silence. Let's see. Most of the words I know are counter spells, which I don't have. Like I said, I'll have to take a look at my spell. Let's see. I've gone Irish. I've gone from Scottish to Irish.
I didn't want to say anything.
Me think you say? Yeah, okay.
You
Okay,
should
oh,
be
big baby.
able to get.
Okay, you little leprechaun, go on, yeah, go on now, go on.
You should be able to get Death Ward, right?
It's death, but Death Ward works like where the hell's Norse? Oh my god. Death Ward kind of works like
You touch a creature and grant it a measure of protection from death. The first time it would drop to 0 hit points as a result of taking damage. The it would drop to 1 and the spell ends. If the spell is in effect when the target is subject to an effect that would kill it instantly without dealing damage, that effect is negated against the target and the spell ends.
okay, yeah. So it's slightly better than.
Yeah, it essentially nullifies power word kill.
Yeah, so it's something like that. I'd be talking to,
Yeah, I do.
obviously, Roland about.
Yeah, let's see.
It's 4th level, yeah, Death Ward. There you go. You've got it,
Yeah,
and
I've
it's
got my
prepared.
I knew I prepared it for a reason. 4th level.
It's like you felt something happen to you in the past.
There's a couple of
Yeah.
things I've prepared. Yeah. I gotta touch myself. Or touch. No, I mean.
Please don't
Well,
put
you are a
yourself
priest.
with
Like,
something.
don't do that. I want to just do some more
You've
research.
been an
on
altar
Sacred
boy.
Spire.
More research into what?
Sacred Spire. That's gross. Gross.
Okay. So, anything in particular you're looking for about the Sacred Spire?
The way to get to the Sacred Spire, because I know that previously the previous priest that we found back in Bellow was on his pilgrimage there. So things about like the pilgrimage to the Sacred Spire, like the history of the actual kind of space of it, because obviously we know that I believe that Phobrix is there and maybe their headquarters. So that's what I'm just kind of wanting to get, is the history of the Sacred Spire, the pilgrimage that people go through and stuff like that.
Alright, so a little bit of a lore dump for you then. Okay.
Pretty much.
So, the Sacred Spire is a well-known topic. There's many books on it, so you're very quickly able to find quite a few on the subject. Many of them have similar and overlapping information, but it essentially boils down to the Sacred Spire is known to have been an ancient site of sacred magic. They no longer remember what god this sacred site was to, but it's still widely held as a spiritual place of power. As for the pilgrimage, many people make a pilgrimage into the Isis slopes and will attempt to climb as high as they can, and it's believed that the higher you can go, the stronger your faith in your god is. And to push yourself to climb further and further is to essentially reach towards your god as much as you can. So it's considered quite a sacred tradition in the area. As for how to get there, there's several routes. The most common one is from the country of Ashino. They have a few different roads that lead up the mountain a ways, which kind of gives you a little bit of a head start into it. There's also a couple other routes that can lead you up there. One comes from Bagna, and one comes from Ozensensia. However, those ones lead to the southern face of the mountain, which doesn't go nearly as high, and is often looked down upon as the route to be taken. It's believed that the north facing side of the mountain is the holy side.
Cool.
But yeah, that pretty much sums it up.
Okie dokie, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Look at you finding all kinds of useful information today.
Yeah! I'm not just a criminal. I'm a smart criminal.
Smart criminals don't get caught.
And I didn't get caught, so...
Okay, let me rephrase
can't-
that. Smart criminals don't tell the guards that they plan to commit a crime.
Well-
Rather, in the words of one of the previous characters, she's a famous thief.
And people
Yes.
think Petra's weird for having a pet mimic.
That is weird.
It's not
That is
weird.
weird. It's
not
100%
weird.
weird. It's 100% weird.
Alright,
It's a lot
so,
less weird than telling the guards you're gonna break into the fucking palace.
No,
Yeah.
that's just dumb. You are weird.
You heard it first. She said she's dumb.
That was dumb. But I am dumb.
She's dumb, not weird.
yeah,
Exactly,
a huge
see?
difference. An important difference, mind you. Alright,
One of
so,
these days I'm gonna kill you all.
is there anything else that you guys want to do?
Nay, nay.
I'm good.
I just gotta do my rolls so I can get my fucking XP.
Come on, Nate. Become a criminal like me or become a good person. You gotta pick.
Go ahead and
So-
make your rolls for 2 days, Petra. You can only get one roll a day from the system, so you get 2 rolls to see if you
Oof.
progress. That's a no.
Yeah. Next one's also gonna be a no.
That's a
Yep.
no. Yep. No XP for you.
Wait, are
Bitch.
you proficient?
Oh yeah,
in
what are you
tools?
cooking? Because you're
I
supposed to be using the tool.
Yeah, because you're meant to add
you
a
don't
score to it.
have the tool. Hold on.
I think I do. It might be in my backpack.
Oh, is it in your backpack?
It does not look like it's in my backpack. No. Oh no, there it is. Cook's utensils.
Yes.
Oh, fuck.
That's the one. Use that.
Yeah.
Use that tool to
Yeah.
do your roll.
It's not showing up on your sheet, probably because it's in a backpack.
It's not in a backpack.
Oh, is it not? Interesting.
No.
Let me do this then. Let me fix your sheet here.
It should be on the front sheet. You're under tools.
Here you go. Yeah, it's not showing up there. I had to update it is all.
Okay.
It's fine. You now have Cook's Utensils on your tool list there at the bottom of the front page of your sheet. Under your skill checks and stuff, there's a tools section. You have the Cook's Utensils, and that has a +3. So you want to use that.
Okay.
Okay.
It's still not.
You also, if you're cooking like just basic meals, then you only have to beat a 5.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
that's XP right there. So that's 1 XP for you. And roll one more time.
Second. And let them sort of forget it.
And yeah, there you go. Okay, so you got 2 days worth of XP on your cooking.
Yay.
We are missing a Bex.
So you MP quickly.
How dare she? It's
I
not
know.
break time yet.
I know, right?
It's
not break
D&D
yet, but,
time.
no.
Damn it.
God,
Yeah.
Well, she obviously didn't do it quickly because she got noticed.
Okay, so is that everything for everybody then? You're all good?
No, I think I'm gonna do some shenanigans here.
Okay.
You're always doing shenanigans.
Subtle spell Zeronian glyph, subtle spell suggestion, and then I'm going to, using my awakened mind, tell him to tell me everything he knows about that crystal and how he knows it. He has to beat a DC of 22.
You got a nat 20. And I'm not kidding.
Oh no, the Brits are fighting.
So he very much made that wisdom saving throw. Which means it was a good try.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
But
can't
He
she
do
doesn't
that.
know that I cast it. There is no indication that I cast that spell.
Yep. He's
So-
unaware that you attempted to do that, but his innate just self-defense, mental self-defense, protected him, apparently. Look at that.
So for all he knows, I just asked.
Mm-hmm.
Asked
At which
and
point
answered.
he very firmly responds, "No, I don't intend to do that, and I think it's time you probably leave."
Pretty please with sugar on top.
Oh, well, in that case, let me just tell you all the national secret. In fact, how about I write them down for you in a ledger, and then you can just take that.
It'll just fall out of my back pocket.
Yep. Alright,
Can I... Wait. From my insight check before that nat 20, would I have gleaned anything as to, like, if he is ill-intentioned or not?
well, it doesn't seem like he
Fair enough.
intends to hurt you or anything, it just seems that he knows something you don't know.
Yeah, I'm concerned that he might be involved with the cult, but shit. Fine,
I
I'll-
told him all about how to use the lovely magical stuff against the mirror.
I mean, if he already knows about it, he already knows.
But if you don't, now he does.
Considering he apparently knows something that I don't, I'm guessing that he already knows.
I'm a guesser.
Alright. I will, leave then. Apologize for the trouble and be on my way.
Okay.
Don't let Petra know there's a dimension of food. She'll try to get there.
Right. So is that everything you guys wanted to do?
The shop area that I went to previously, I'm assuming, was just like the normal market, not like any of the fancy places.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go poke around in like the Royal District, see if there's any fancy magic shops.
They have quite a few shops there. What do you mean by fancy magic shops?
Anything with rare or unique things in it that are like out of the ordinary.
Those are not for sale. Good. Those are usually in like national treasuries or, haven't been discovered in ancient ruins and things. You're not gonna find anything unique for sale in any of the shops.
Well, not literally unique, but something that's not common to come by.
Those legendary artifacts.
Yeah,
There's like this
they
deck.
have.
There's like this deck that does like
A
weird
mimic
things
collar.
like that.
Anything that might pique her interest.
Probably not. Most of what they have is pretty general stuff.
I could ask that question and you can replay all the food there.
Yeah, pretty much. Is Petra interested in anything? They have food.
New does find a current edition of Play Dragon.
Oh my. Alright, well, New's head just exploded. She invites the magazine to live with her.
Listen, that was a perfectly reasonable thing. They were there to bring people back with them.
Uh-huh.
It was fine. It was fine. Get off me.
You were there to bring
Yeah.
refugees back?
Didn't even say your name. Just said, I have a house. You want to live in it?
Right, so I take it you guys are good then?
Yep.
Okay.
On the way home, Petra will cook some simple meals.
Okay. So, in that case, the next day comes. You guys go to board your ship, I assume? What time do you leave to board your ship?
Just before 10.
Noon.
Okay. So you get there just before 10. They're a little frustrated that they have to load this wagon with so little time. But you're otherwise able to get onto the ship. The ship now has to go upstream, which is going to make it a little bit longer of a trip. However, thankfully, it seems no pirate stowaways are on your ship this time.
Yay!
It takes a couple extra days for you to travel, but you do eventually get to the city of Metrov right around the time that it starts heading into spring. So the temperatures are starting to warm up. What?
How many days was that?
It was 8 days.
So how many clicks do I have on my giant to learn? Is it 8, or would I have been learning it most of the day, so I would have got 16?
That's 3 per day, 8 days. So 24 clicks.
Can I make
24,
rolls
got it.
for food?
Yep, you can make a roll for each day.
I'm gonna have to do some math. So you said 8 days.
Yeah, 8 days. And you end up back in the city, or the small village of Metro. It's at this point you begin hearing rumors of refugees heading this direction. There's not much context to what you're hearing other than the fact that it's likely that refugees are going to be heading this way, and that the people here don't seem too keen on having a bunch of refugees just sort of leeching off their society. They're worried about supporting themselves and having a bunch of strangers come in and need supporting as well.
I have a plus 3 modifier, so I'm just gonna roll a bunch of d20s.
That's fine. Other than that, the trip seems pretty uneventful. You're in Metrov for however long you would like. You guys stay in Metrov, or do you continue on the road?
When do we arrive at Metrov? Early in the day, late in the day?
It would be early in the morning.
Petra will go ahead and restock her ingredients pack.
Okay. That's 5 gold to restock.
I just wanted to check to see if we can find out where the refugees are running from, if that's possible.
Same. I want to see if there's what rumors we can find out about the refugee shenanigans too.
Okay. Give me an investigation check, Amaran. A straight investigation check, not at advantage.
Alright, how are my points looking for the 8 days?
Anything above a 5 is a point.
Okay.
Well, anything 5 or above is a point. Unless you're specifically making more difficult meals, making easy meals counts.
Yeah,
okay,
she's just really making food.
With a 14, you're able to tell that some of them appear to be coming from somewhere in the south. Where exactly in the south is hard to tell. Could be refugees from the war. Could be from the Dwarven Mountains. Could be anywhere in that south. Even potentially people from Paglioria. Escaping from everything that's happened to that country. All you know is they're coming up from the south.
Petra has 13 points.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That do for a lot of...
And there was no way.
Stay or no? Oh, go ahead.
I just want to say they couldn't tell us what they were running from or something like that.
They could. They didn't want to.
Okay.
I'm trying to find this dang town on the map.
Which town?
It's just where the S is with the stardom. It's
Yep.
just below the S.
Which reminds me, I also need to move your guys' marker for once, because you're actually traveling again. Yay!
Yay.
Well,
Yeah.
so Petra got 8 more points. And I'm stuck on what that means. I'm looking at, like, I have the PDF pulled up.
Basically, when
How
you
many
reach a
points you
certain
got
amount
tomorrow?
of points, then you get to the next level.
It'd be quite the fucking distance for them to come from Paglioria, goddamn.
Does that mean I also get, like, a increased modifier?
Once you get to a certain point. Are you at that point yet? How many points do you have?
13.
13? I don't think you're there yet. I think it's 20. Let me double check. You said you have how much?
13.
Yeah, it's 14 that you become amateur chef. So you're 1 point away. At which point, also, if you look on your sheet under your features, there is at the very bottom a chef feature. You can expand that, and it's got all like the basic cliff notes there. Makes it a lot easier to look through.
Yeah.
So you're already a kitchen dabbler.
Yeah.
You know, that gives +2 to your cooking skills, right?
It does say that, yeah.
So when you roll, you
It's
get
plus
your
5.
It's +5.
Yeah, it's the 3 from the tools plus an extra 2. And then once you go to amateur chef with 1 more point, it'll be the 3 plus an extra 4.
Okay.
So you have to remember to add 4 to that.
Okay. Wait, I have to add 4 to my rolls?
Not yet. When you get 1 more point, you'll add another 4.
Oh! Okay.
Okay. So, anything you guys want to do in Metrov before you leave?
No, I'm fine. I'm waiting for the rest of the gang to obviously have their talks, and I'll stay with the wagon, and obviously we'll move out.
Petra
Okay.
will just make sure everything is in place. Make sure Boxy's okay, and then she'll get ready to go.
Alright. Checking the wagon and whatnot?
Yep.
Alright. In that case, you set off down the road again. It's heading towards Doth Tarum once more. While it is spring, and you could go over the mountain, it's still very early spring, which means you're still looking at potential snowstorms and likely ice falls and potential avalanches, especially early spring avalanches as the snow begins to melt and destabilize. So, much safer to go through the mountain. That being said, you head into Doth Tarum, which you guys should hopefully remember. You guys had a lot of fun there, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to slap a bunch of people.
I don't remember it at all.
Petra should slap the fuck out of Berlin.
Why he don't remember it?
Yeah, that's why he doesn't remember. He was there, but he doesn't remember anything from a certain point.
He got smacked stupid.
Yeah, there's this little hobbit there. And
Did you see that elf that ran on that barrel
my
as well?
God.
It was fucking
Windsor.
mental.
No! What's Windsor's body doing here?
Oh, you're right. I haven't
Okay.
cleaned that up. There we go. Okay, so you come back into Doth Tarum, and the city's very different. The last time that you were here, there was a festival going on, and it was bright, and it was happy, and it was welcoming. Now, people seem a lot less welcoming. In fact, there's a lot of talk around town about the refugees and the potential harm that many refugees could bring. Most of the inns are full, and the ones that aren't don't seem to be interested in anybody staying there that doesn't have enough to pay a premium price.
I want to go about trying to find out if we can find more information about the refugees again. Maybe they'll be...
Okay.
Except, if we're rolling investigation and you want her to roll with not normal, I'm fucking rolling. I have a +6. She has a +2. Fuck.
I like to roll sometimes.
I have a +5.
Amaranth typically has advantage with her investigation. And this is one of those cases where she would. The reason why she didn't before is meta knowledge that you guys don't get to have.
Racists.
So, if you would like to investigate about the refugees, you can. That would be roll with advantage for Amaranth.
Petra has no clue what the refugees are or anything. She's just gonna look for food for her mimic.
So, ha! I got a 20.
Dirty 20. There are a lot of refugees, and you hear conflicting stories. Some of them say that they are refugees from the Puertia Bairalia War. Others say that they're refugees from Paglioria, and there are a few that say that the refugees are from Fondinia.
Okay, well that's not good if they are coming from Fondinia.
The ones that you're able to get this information from all seem to have just general information. It doesn't seem to be anything too specific. Like I said, the ones from potentially Puertia and Bairalia, it's because there's a war. The ones from Paglioria, it's because the country's collapsing after, they were beset by a lich. But the ones that seem to think that the refugees are coming from Fondinia don't really have much information to share. They just, that's where the southern gate is, and they're coming from the south, so it stands to reason. And they feel like they've heard that some of them are probably from there or something, but they're not sure.
What's the time frame that it would take to get from where we are back to Turlura?
To Turlura? From there.
Yep.
Well, let me measure that for you. Hold on.
Also, fucking... For some reason, our icon is not showing up on the map for me, and I don't know why.
Well, it's showing on the active one. It's showing it was still in Voga for me.
If you hold the shift key and hit refresh, it should force it to. So you are roughly, give or take, about a 10-day away.
Are there any actual refugees that we were able to talk to, or is it just, like, rumors from people?
Mostly just rumors. The refugees aren't interested in talking, the ones that have made it into the city. And from what you've heard, the majority of them aren't being allowed into the city at the moment, as there's a worry that many people as an influx into the city would quickly overwhelm their resources.
What time of day is it roughly when we got in here?
You got in there in the afternoon. It's underground, though, so it's hard to keep track of what time it currently is.
Yeah, that's fair.
But it would have been sometime in the afternoon on the 22nd.
Okay, so we possibly need to look for lodgings then, because we're probably going to be tired. So.
You can try. Sure.
So
I'll go
there
about
are a
looking for
few.
lodgings.
There are a few available, but due to the scarcity of resources and the scarcity of places to stay, the price per bed is 15 gold. I saw that look. Yeah, it's very expensive. There's also the option of just going and parking in a lot somewhere and sleeping with the wagon.
Is there a temple of the Norse pantheon in the town?
I was going to say as well if I could maybe try and persuade the cost to come down.
There is a temple that would be related to the Norse pantheon. Yes.
Roland suggests let's go look in there, see if we can find lodgings.
Sounds like a plan.
The rumors of refugees from Fondinia is concerning to me, and I am debating if I want to just fuck off for a moment and go back immediately.
We're all going back immediately. It's just that we.
No, I mean immediately, like
teleportation
circle.
She means immediately.
Well, what about the potatoes?
Are you voicing that opinion to everyone?
Yes.
I would advise against that.
Why?
Well, remember what happened to my city? Well, what happens if that's happening to Tallura at the moment? If that's what's happening to Tallura at the moment, you probably won't be able to... One, you might not be able to do it because they probably have a magical wall around the city. And two, if it's under siege at the moment, you're going to be there by yourself.
So it's teleportation, so can't you take people up with her?
Yep.
Yep.
Indeed,
You'd all
I
have
can.
6 seconds to rush through the portal, but then you'd be leaving your wagon behind for who knows how long.
And Moxie.
And
Yeah,
Boxy.
and Boxy,
Yeah,
yeah.
Boxy would probably starve.
Now he'd eat the potatoes.
That's true. And the people.
Mm.
And then he would die.
I mean, we could do it, and if it turns out poorly, and we are able to get there, and it turns out poorly, I could easily whisk us away back to Volga.
You'd still end up leaving your wagon behind.
Yes.
for-
Actually, I since we have a Norse temple here, I could cast Word of Recall. We'd have to wait a day, and then I'd be able to cast it again and send us back here.
Or you can keep traveling. It's up to you
Or we
guys.
keep traveling.
I would say we should keep traveling.
There's not any kind of like mage anything in this place, right? If I remember correctly.
No.
Yeah.
No, dwarves aren't a big fans of magic.
I would suggest we keep traveling and see what we come across, because we might find other rumors of other towns being sacked or something like that.
Yeah, Petra
I
would
think
be
we'll
like,
gather more information if we travel down.
and Petra will agree because that is what happened the last time they were approaching a town that was taking in a lot of people that were put out of homes because of the lich. She doesn't know if Cal knows this, but she'll just do like a quick little explanation. Very simple words. One big word in there though.
Trying to sound smart.
Is there any place here that might sell rare inks and such? More teleportation circle materials.
So, they would sell those materials, but again, everything is scarce right now because of the influx of refugees. The price is going to be quite high.
How high are we talking?
10 times the normal price.
Yeah, it costs us 15 fucking gold just to get a place for a bed.
Per bed, yeah. And that's for a single night. It is very expensive right now. The city is overwhelmed and stressed financially and economic. Their resources, their finances, their housing is all stressed to the max. So everything that they do have is very expensive at the moment.
Looks reminiscent.
If Petra will go ahead and volunteer to cook people food that need it.
Okay, with what ingredients?
She restocked in the one town before we.
Yeah,
traveled
but
to here.
that's why I'm asking. Are you just gonna cook like 8 meals out of your bag?
No, so specifically I'm gonna try to find somewhere, like say where we are right now, which is the Norse gods area thing.
Yeah.
And see, and if they are cooking people food to, like, you know, help out with that stuff, she will go ahead and volunteer her time to help out with that.
Welcome to Thor's Soup Kitchen. Our specialty is goat.
It's shockingly good. Yeah, so in that case, you are able to help. They're not cooking anything delicious. It's mostly just like potato stews and things of that nature, stuff that'll keep you full and, you know, help you see tomorrow, but nothing flavorful.
Man, I had a really bad feeling about this.
Really
Really bad.
bad.
Well, minus 5,000 points. You said you had a bad feeling about something.
I was going to say we all have a bad feeling, but there's no point going separately and then causing more hassle. The best thing you could do is just sleep a night and then carry on going.
That's why I wanted to check if I could get more teleportation circle materials, because if I had one more material, I could go figure out if anything's going on. If something's going shit-ass crazy, I come back, get all y'all, and we all go back.
I mean, you
Oh,
could.
I only
It
have
would
2.
be expensive.
That's the problem. I cannot bankroll that expense.
I'd say I vote that we just carry on travelling down.
Yeah. It will be a lot easier to gather information from afar than it will be just showing up in the middle of the bullshit.
There are dwarves here and shit, right? Is there
Yes.
a decent blacksmith around?
They're dwarves, yes.
I
Don't
want
look
to
like
see if I can go sell the emergency fund.
What's the emergency fund?
The axe
but-
that she picked up from the would-be assassin that was expensive as hell that she just hung on to.
The axe assassin.
Hey, you're still hanging on to that,
Oh
aren't
my
you?
god, I'm the assassin?
Yes, you
God
are.
damn it, Petra.
And
I'm the murderer?
I do want to say this, that we've all as a group collectively decided that we would much prefer to go and travel. However, you are adamantly against it, and it is going against the whole group. I just want to put that out there, that you are going against the whole group, and we've all kind of made a decision to carry on going.
I mean, if I travel back, there's nothing to say
We're gonna
that...
move forward with the whole group then. Because you are a group. So, that being said, as a group, you decide that it's probably best to just keep going and keep gathering information. So, the next day comes around. Petra, you were able to help in the soup kitchens. They were not delicious soups, but you were able to help, which they very much appreciated, as they gave you some, free cots to sleep on. The next morning, you guys set out.
Out of curiosity, how long did it take us to get from Molov to here?
From there to here, it took you 2.5 days.
Cool, because that's obviously rolls that she would do, and obviously ticks I'd get on my giant.
Oh, Torrin died.
Torrin's
Welcome
back.
back.
So I have to roll for 3 days.
Nope, Torrin died.
And Torrin's gone.
Torrin's back.
And he's back.
Bye,
and
Torrin.
he's gone.
He okay?
No.
Having internet issues or something?
Yeah.
Must have. Yay! Dan's back. Ah.
There we go.
I sent him a message asking me if he's having trouble.
2 7s and a 13 for my rolls.
Assuming you're not making
Arsenal
anything
3.
crazy, they're all above 5.
Well, no. She's just been making simple meals.
Yeah, Mithy said
Right,
that if
he's gonna try
simple
turning
meal-
off his VPN to see if maybe it's a routing issue.
Okay.
Could be.
So I add more to my...
You
Sorry?
good, Soren?
On.
There he is.
Alright, there you go.
Weird. That's just, yeah. When he was in the
Right.
middle of talking and he just stopped, it's like, that's not good.
You just kept
Yeah.
coming in and out on your connection with us.
Yeah,
you
the
just-
RTC would go orange. That was the best I got. And it's like, okay, let's take off Nard.
Yeah, you left. You came back. You left. You came back. You left. You came back. You left.
Yeah, I couldn't fully resolve.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fun.
I was stuck in the
So-
buffer and bed.
I got my
pattern.
rolls for the 3 days.
If it's a 5 or higher, you know what to do.
Yeah. And now
Which means
I
you're now
have a...
An apprentice kitchen.
Yeah.
She's a scullery maid. Yay!
Alright, so
Ah, she's a proper wench now.
Yeah.
we are gonna go ahead and go on break now.
Okay.
Before you guys leave the
Makes
city of
sense.
Doftarum.
Yeah.
And then we will come back. It's 9 till now, so let's just come back on the hour.
Yeah, before we do leave Dothtar, Petra will get enough food for Buxy.
Okay. Okay. Now, Petra, how many meals were you picking up for Boxy before you leave?
You mentioned he could eat up to 12 meals per week, so
Mm-hmm.
probably 12.
Okay. You're gonna pick up 12?
Mm-hmm.
It's 120 gold. Or 120 silver, sorry. So, 12 gold.
You scared
120
me for a
gold would be
second there.
terrifying.
Yeah,
that
that
would
was
be
like
so expensive.
that was like at the start of the sessions when we were like hundreds of gold for everybody.
And she'll just feed him.
Yeah, inflation was
That's what they do.
terrible at the start of the game.
And then it got better. And then it got worse again. These damn refugees.
Wow, I feel like I'm back in the UK. Oh wait, I am in the UK.
Fucking immigrants coming here, taking our jobs, not working. I mean, honestly.
They're
No,
on
wait, hang on a minute.
benefits. That's what they're always on benefits.
Yeah, there's literally they had an argument with someone that they turned around and said, "Oh yeah, immigrants come in and take all our jobs and then don't do any work." Well, if they're coming in and taking our jobs, how are they not working?
Well, same way as the British. They take the job and don't work either.
Yeah, it's just the way we live.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
true.
I mean, I'm a state worker. I know that for sure.
She'll just feed him until he can't eat anymore.
So are we ready to continue then?
Yep.
I can just see Petra like stuffing food in this box, and this box just goes, "Oh, hey, Rob, yeah." And it's like, "Hey,
For speeding this whole thing.
Have Cal go hunting. Oh, I fought a deer. Okay, throw it in the box.
Second layer, the deer's gone.
Right, so
Hey, if nothing else, we've got a great magic trick.
are you guys ready to leave Dothtarum? Is there anything you need to do before you go?
No, I'm good.
apparently not.
Okay.
Gonna feed my mimic and be on my way.
Sounds good. Roll 2d6.
For the mimic, or
For the mimic.
okay. What the hell do we do now? We're wrong now.
Ate 3 meals. So that leaves you
She'll
with how
just-
many?
That leaves me with 9.
Okay.
Minus whatever I can cook. Wait, I can cook more meals now, can't I?
I believe so. I think you can cook 1 more serving.
Yeah, every time you cook so many servings.
Every time
Yeah,
you
that's what I was asking about.
Every time you cook, an angel gets its wings. Wait, no, that's not right.
Every time Petra cooks, an angel gets its halo.
What's wrong, Amaranth?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Why is music creepy?
So I changed the music and I just heard Amaranth just die a little when the music changed. Something wrong?
Bump chicka wow wow.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything's wrong?
Everything is wrong.
Alright. You exit Doth Tarum at the south gate. And what you see in front of you is a sea of refugees.
Shining Sea.
This isn't a small group of people. This isn't refugees from one city. There are probably in the millions of people camped outside the southern gate. They're living in squalor under tents that were hastily thrown together. Some of them sleeping under wagons, in wagons. Some of them sleeping in the same area that they keep the animals. Half of them appear starved. The other half appear on the brink of losing their mind. It's a very dire situation. People don't even look up at you other than to glance at your wagon and then go back to their business. It takes you a while to walk through all these people. While the road's not blocked, the sheer number of refugees out here makes them take up so much space that just traveling past them and getting far enough to where they're no longer surrounding you takes hours. This is not a small group. This is a mass exodus.
Do any of them have any identifying anything like flags from their country or some shit like that? Symbols from the...
Most of them
whatever that we
appear to
might
only
notice.
have the clothes on their back. Like everybody left in an instant, at the drop of a hat. Like there was no warning, they just fled the streets and kept running.
Take it this looks reminiscent to me.
It looks very familiar to you.
While we're walking kind of past, I will just kind of be asking them kind of questions like, where have you guys, like, what has happened? If I have to exchange some stuff, then I will do, just to kind of get a better answer if that is the case.
Well, the refugees are wholly uninterested in 99% of what you have. However, you have a lot of potatoes, and they are desperate for them. And they are willing to trade information for food.
Is everyone fine with, like, maybe trading, like, a couple of potatoes or, like, a sack of potatoes?
Could do one or two crates, yeah.
Yeah, just to check if everyone's fine with that.
I mean, it's not like they were overly expensive or anything. They were like 1 gold a crate or something.
It was 2 gold a crate, and we got 14 of them, so like a whole 28 gold.
Well, if everyone's fine with them, like, say, look, exchange, like, a crate of potatoes to give us, like, as much information.
Okay. So, you're unloading the crates. Figuring we'll trade a couple, crates that are filled with sacks of potatoes and hopefully get some valuable knowledge. You do notice, however, that Cal seems to be struggling with this. He's attempting to help, but his mind is clearly elsewhere. He's essentially reliving a horror from his past. So he's going through something quite rough. However, you do need to get the work done. So you unload. How many crates? Are you going with 2?
Are we fine with 2? How many's on a... How much is in a crate?
A crate is roughly about 100 pounds of potatoes.
That's a lot of potato.
It is. It's a big ass crate that's filled with sacks of potatoes.
Are we wanting to what? Are we happy to sacrifice 2 crates and it gives us 12?
Yeah.
You fine with that?
Carl's very non-communicative right now.
Roland
Yeah.
has no skin in the game.
Cal is having some serious flashbacks at the moment. He's remembering seeing his own people fleeing from villages and rushing towards the nearest safe haven and filling the streets and people living under the awnings of roofs and sleeping in alleyways using barrels as homes. So for him, this is all very reminiscent of a recent past.
Okay. As long as you and... No, are you fine with that as well?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, cool. So yeah, we'll give 2 crates of potatoes
Okay.
for as much information.
Okay. So they very, very thankfully take your potatoes, and they're willing to share everything that they know. Unfortunately, they know very little, other than some sort of curse began in Torlura and has branched out throughout the entire country and is spreading like wildfire, jumping from village to village. It's driving the people living there insane. They become hostile and attack everybody around them. It drives them to madness. Some reports of cannibalism, of human sacrifices, of just abhorrent, violent acts, desecration of bodies. It's a horror story. It's a living nightmare. They don't know why the curse happened. They don't know where exactly it originated. But it appears that the entire country is being abandoned like rats on a sinking ship.
Alright, I get to go back now?
If you want to go back, you can go back, but I don't know if everybody else is going to go back.
Well, I'm not being funny. If they've just said it's centered in Tallulah, where the curse emanated from, then that's probably going to be the hotspot of where everything is. If you're going to go back in there and not have a single clue what's going on, don't you think that's kind of dangerous? Cal
Well-
said to you with a very serious face on his.
I know it's dangerous, but I also know that, there are people of importance there, not just to the nation, but to me specifically. She's talking about Aldrich.
I
that-
think it would make sense that New would attempt it. If that's what
I'm-
New wants to do.
extremely concerned about.
Yeah, and what I will say from an Amaranth perspective is I appreciate the urgency, but just like we had the urgency with Petra's parents, we can't gun-ho it. Like we've done a lot of gun-hoing and we've reaped the consequences of jumping in and just going straight bull throwing ahead of it.
Yeah, but we didn't have solid information that her parents were in active danger.
No, but on the way we saw destroyed villages, so we were even more urgent about trying to get there as fast as possible.
Right.
And we're still diverted. So
New, do you
Yes.
intend to try and use teleportation circle?
My issue is,
Mm-hmm.
if I use it, something bad's going on, or something beyond, the city's abandoned and there's like hella shenanigans going on. I can use it to get back, but then I'm out of resources. I can't get us there if there's like a big emergency. So that's why I wanted
Well,
to
it sounds like nobody else is willing to go. So it's either you're going by yourself or you stick with the party. What do you plan to do?
Petra will just space up. Considering the information we have, I think we could get there as fast as we possibly can.
No, the fastest you possibly can would be the teleportation circle, but you'd have to abandon your wagon.
Well, with the wagon is what she means.
Okay.
There's option F.
Which is?
How fast can we move with the wagon?
Oh my
Well,
god, not this
you've-
again.
You've upgraded it a fair bit. So, if you guys were to risk damage to the wagon...
Without risking damage.
Okay, without risking damage, you could probably be there in 6 days from where you're at.
No, I mean, like, what's its movement speed?
Its movement speed is the same as the horses. 40 feet.
Because if we did some mathing, we could set it up to where the rest of you get moving at pace, and by the time you make it to me where I'm casting the teleportation circle,
the timing's too tight, you're not going to be able to do that. So, ask again, do you plan to go by yourself? Or are you going to travel with the party? Because the party's made up their mind. We're just waiting on you to decide. Are you traveling with the party, or are you going by yourself?
It was 6 or 8 days.
It'll take 8 days if you just travel. It'll take 6 days if you really push yourselves, but you're risking, horse fatigue and stuff like that.
Did wagon damage. And how would you get back?
I would get back with teleportation circle, but that's the thing. If I went and then came back and there was bad things going on that we then felt we needed to go stop,
then you would still have to spend the same amount of time traveling there. Or you would die.
Or we would have to go back into Daftarum and spend a crap load of money on teleportation circle, I think.
The cheapest option would be to just get there as fast as we can.
Well, yeah, it sounds like Fullbricks has gone full plan since he's lost all his lieutenants. We don't stop him. Your sister's going to, and that could be even worse.
That's another concern, is he might have gone rogue, because we didn't kill the ranger and the wolf, yet they are very dead. I was able to confirm that inside the portal when I went back to the treasury.
So all his lieutenants are gone. So he might be upping his timeline.
And he's going to want to have the book. So if we go straight into the middle of the battlefield with the book that he wants to be able to release his god, with no preparation on what we're going to come ahead against, it's a bad idea, in my opinion.
Well, I say we get moving.
To the devil.
Okay. So,
if
traveling by land,
down
then.
to it and it gets worse, I can still leave later.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds like a good plan. After you pass all of the refugees, you get further down the road, you end up having to stop for the night. Another day passes. You wake up early, travel a little more, and eventually, you come to Quarry's Cradle. Now, the last time you were here, all the good that you had done for the city really showed. It was improving. Things were doing great. The village was being rebuilt. It now stands empty. Not a single corpse. Not a single bird. Not a single living person. Just entirely empty. As if it had been that way for years.
Cal is on a very high alert now. Looking around for any would-be zombies that are going to come sprouting out.
Do I sense anything magical going on? / Amaranth, can you cast Detect Magic?
Yeah, so what I was going to do was first of all do like an investigation check to see if we can kind of tell how long the place has been abandoned first. Because then I can then do Detect Magic. If it's fresh, then I can kind of would be able to detect more than if it was like weeks behind.
Yeah, that's kind of why I wanted to do the Arcana check, because
both of you can do a check.
If the curse is magical in some way, I might be able to figure that out.
Once again, Roland's going to search the city, look at the different religious sites and see if there's anyone linked to the Norse pantheon.
There doesn't appear to be in this city. New Arcana skill check. 18. There is definitely a hint of magic. It's hard to pin down. It appears that whatever the curse is, it has reached this far. As for Amaranth, it looks like people left in her. There are things dropped in the middle of the street, doors left wide open. There's clothing still on the line. It, for all intents and purposes, appears to have been abandoned at the drop of a pin. There's food still on the shelves that's begun to go bad. It's likely been at least a week that they've left here.
I'll detect magic to see if I can find out the kind of like, not the source, what's the word I'm looking for?
School?
Yeah, school.
Okay, go ahead and mark it. The school is necromancy.
Can Cal do us with his passive survival of 21? Can he like scan the area, see if there's like mass footprints leading off in any particular direction, other than the refugees obviously leaving to the north?
What you see is concerning. It's unnatural. You see footprints that intersect with those of the refugees. The refugees are very clearly all heading north. But there's others that appear to be heading in wild directions and circling back. These are likely people that were affected by the curse and had gone mad. But the concerning part is their trails don't lead anywhere. They suddenly stop. And there's no body at the end of the trail. And there's no evidence of how they left. They just stopped and disappeared. Their trail does not seem to pick up again either.
Sorry, what I wanted to double check was with that detect magic, knowing full well the history that Amaranth has with Phobrix, does this magic feel familiar to her? In the sense of, is this Phobrix magic?
Give me a history check. This was definitely cast by Phobrix. If it was not cast by Phobrix, it was derived from his magic in some way.
Can Cal do a nature check to see if it's the magic is similar to having similar effect on the land as it did in his own kingdom?
Absolutely. Go on. $19. The land itself appears mostly unaffected. This is a targeted curse. This isn't just a wasteland curse. This is something malicious. This has intent behind it. This is like poisoning the town well versus burning and salting the fields. This is meant to terrify and to kill.
Yeah, so it's a different kind of threat that we're dealing with as opposed to the one that we dealt with in my kingdom.
Yep.
Cool.
So,
Alright.
now the question, do we continue on? Or, now that we're at some place that is essentially abandoned, we could secure the wagon inside one of the warehouses that are here, lock it up, and all go back. Teleportation circle.
Okay, and how many days would that take us to go back?
Well, if you were to travel back from the city, you wouldn't have a wagon, so you'd be able to travel a little faster. It would probably take you 5 days to travel back.
So it's still our best bet to carry on moving forward. Or how many days would it take us to get to Todora if we say we just, tied up the wagon? If we're going to tie up the wagon anyway, how long would it take us from here, Courage Cradle, to get to Todora?
If we
10
leave the
minutes.
wagon, 0.
It would take
Because-
10 minutes. Because she has to cast the spell.
No, 1 minute. It's 1 minute.
Oh, is it
cast
one?
time.
Yeah, then it would take 1 minute to get there. You would open a portal and you would teleport to the center of town.
Well, south of town, the university.
You would teleport to the location of the circle that she chose.
I still feel like it's a bad idea, but if everyone wants to do it, then we can do it.
Cal doesn't like that idea only because he's not seeing where he's landing into,
That's reasonable.
and he doesn't know what he's going to have to deal with when he's at the other side. If there's, from what he's seeing from out here, and from what he's telling the rest of the party, we've had people that have gone mad and then they've suddenly disappeared. That's not natural. There's something else afoot here, and if we just teleport into the Viper's Nest, potentially right into the heart of it, because, like you said, your summoning circle's right in the Mage's Tower.
No,
And
the
we-
university.
Okay, the university, sorry. The university is where the mages all hang out. What's to say half the mages aren't now necromancers?
Alright. So it sounds like you guys want to continue on foot then.
I vote to continue on foot personally,
I
just
say
so we
we
can
can-
see what we're coming up against potentially, rather than teleporting in. I completely understand your urgency to get back to see your potential father. That I understand, but we do have to act with caution rather than rushing in.
Yeah, and we'd probably rather have twice the amount of teleportation circle ingredients or items, just in case we go to a place and then they're there, and then we can just get away from there.
If we go to a
Thanks
place
for
and
that.
they're there, the chances of me casting teleportation circle to get us out is slim. Because meta knowledge, it would take 10 rounds of combat for me to cast teleportation circle.
Yeah, but I'm meaning
assuming
like
they saw
outside of
you.
combat. Yeah.
But also, do we want to have a look around this town? Maybe there's some, because they all just left in a hurry. So maybe there's ingredients here in this town.
This was a mining town. There might be gems, and I have normal ass ink. There's nothing to say that I couldn't attempt to infuse ink with gems to make teleportation
Oh.
circle ingredients.
Petra will speak up. She'll say, I'll go ahead and go find some food and stuff to restock.
That's cool.
stuff.
You find food and stuff. I'll go with New to some of the respective houses because I'm better at looking and finding stuff than she is. So, but New can tell me what she wants me to look for.
Petra will look at Berlin and she'll be like, I guess you can come with me too.
Oh, I might be able to do. Might be more useful in the mines.
Yeah, if we were gonna look for stuff, I'd say the warehouse district / the mines.
What about a general store? Would they not hold your ingredients as well?
They would, except for...
They might have.
I mean, how common or uncommon are these ingredients?
Rare.
Are they very rare?
They're rare, not very rare.
Oh, okay, they're just rare.
Specifically, it says rare chalks and inks infused with precious gems worth 50 gold.
Okay. Okay. Well, can I have a quick scout around the town then to see if there's any shops that would sell, like alchemy shops, things like that would sell these sorts of things?
There are a few shops. Several of them appear to have been looted already.
That's cool. I will try them anyway. You never know.
Okay.
I got a keen eye.
With a 21 perception, you pretty quickly identify that most of the rare materials have been stolen.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
You would have noticed in your searching, though, that there are several warehouses near the mines. And those warehouses do not appear to have been looted. They have a rather strong lock on the outside that has prevented the door from being opened so far.
Cool. I'll quickly head back and tell the group that. And
Were there
news
just
specifically.
random inks in any of these shops that might be able to be used to make gem-infused ink?
They had like quills and inks and things like that, but nothing that would be super special. Now, you could potentially use that to craft gem-infused inks if that's what you were trying to do.
That's what I'm thinking.
How long would that take for you to do for your alchemy, though? Would that just be an evening?
Probably too long.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. So, shall we just carry
It would
on?
take you 3 days to infuse inks.
Well, we might as well just carry on at that rate.
Yep.
Okay, well, like I say, now we know all this information. Do you want to just carry on towards the city? Because I appreciate we need urgency. After, obviously, Petra's gone and got us some supplies, if you can find us anything that's not rotted.
Assuming we still have time while Petra's getting supplies, I still say we check the warehouses.
Okay. We still have a little bit of time, and Petra's got to go get some food and stuff like. Roland, do you want to come give us a hand identifying some gems? You're probably better at keen eye out. Amaranth, what do you want to do? Do you want to come with us?
Pick the lock. We'll push Petra. Oh wait, she's not there.
We either pick the lock.
I was gonna say, is the lock magical or is the lock normal?
Give me an Arcana check.
I don't know anything about magic. I'm a cleric.
Yourself at a warehouse door. Sounds like fun.
Arcana, that's an. Same roll.
As far as both of you can tell,
Completely different.
Yeah. Same roll, completely different results. As far as both of you can tell, it's a mundane lock. It just happens to be a very sturdy, high quality lock.
Let's go. If Cal can't pick it, I will blast it open.
Okay. Amaranth, what are you doing?
I'm going to stay with the cot.
Gonna make friends with Boxy.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, kill that thing.
I will have a go with my thieves' tools at the lockdown.
Oh no, Amaranth accidentally fell into Petra's axe. Oh. Oh, how horrible.
Oh, well, I guess no.
Roll the 2,
It's
still
firework.
gets a 23.
Yeah, I mean,
Fuck.
it's the way it works because basically my reliable talent kicks off automatically, so that's 10 plus.
Yep.
My others.
Unfortunately, the DC was 23, so.
Well, I mean, if the DC was 23, he's met it,
I mean,
therefore beat
24.
it.
Sorry.
The DC was 25. It is a very nice luck. So attempting to do it, odds or evens?
I will go evens.
It's a 2.
So as you attempt to pick the lock, you very quickly realize, oh shit, I almost broke one of the glass safety pins inside the lock in my attempt, which would have locked it permanently. However, because I rolled a 4, and you said evens, you were able to prevent the glass pin from breaking. You can attempt to pick the lock if you'd like again, but again, if you fail, there's a chance that you will break that glass pin and the lock will seal forever.
It'd be nice if we had a cleric that knew Bless or something like that to give bonuses to these types of things.
Yeah, Bless wouldn't do anything.
Guidance, on the other hand.
Yes, guidance
Bad.
on the other. Yeah, too bad we don't have a cleric that can give guidance. Oh well.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
okay.
No, that's too
Okay,
bad.
yeah,
Celebi.
yeah, because he rolled a fucking 2.
No, to be fair,
That's aggressive.
his one skill, his reliable talent,
Yeah, he
made
can't
it a
roll
10.
lower than a 10.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, guidance it's a cantrip anyway. So
So I got
Okay.
plus ones as well.
Oh, plus
1d4, is it?
1d4.
Oh, plus 1d4. Okay, well, I roll
Yeah.
the thing and then add
Did
d4.
I roll the 4? Or?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, he'll roll it.
He rolls it up.
Alright,
I
so
couldn't
it's
remember the
23 again. Roll your 1d4. 24. Odds or evens?
We'll go odds. This is my life.
So, you very carefully reach your tools back into the opening of the lock. Take a deep breath, calm your nerves. You very carefully try to move the glass safety pin out of the way, and you hear a crunch as the lock jams.
You have a loaded dice, bitch. I'm telling you now. It's a loaded
I'll
dice.
tell you what.
Yeah, I mean that
I'll tell you
50-50
what, I'll roll a
chance
diff-
it's
I'll
very
roll
loaded.
a different one. Okay, different one. I've been rolling this blue one. I will roll this black and blue one. Okay. Odds or evens?
Odds.
Every
It's
time
even.
you roll that dice, it's always been evens. Even again, it's still
I'm not
even.
even kidding. Hold up. Here you go. You can't. Hold on. It's dark because it's a black frickin' die on a black mat. Hold on.
So it could be any number, really, is what she's saying.
All your dice are loaded. You don't roll them anymore. We don't trust you.
Just fucking roll them on Foundry.
I like rolling them here for the dramatic effect because you guys watch me hold the die and drop.
You
it.
enjoy it, you pervert. That's what it
I
is.
do. I'm into that. Trust me.
Yeah,
That's
she
basically
loves
the whole
holding it and
reason I'm a
shaking it.
DM.
Does that with 10-foot pole?
All right, so you hear a crunch as the glass tube shatters, locking the mechanism in place permanently.
I swear in Elvish.
How likely would it be that this thing survives acid?
Okay, wait, before this, what's the door made out of?
The door is a heavy wood and iron reinforced door.
If only we knew somebody who had fire.
Gosh, funny that, eh?
Or necrotic?
yeah.
Necrotic might
Petra
be
by
able
this
to
time
rot
is
the
getting
away.
back with whatever supplies she can
I don't even
find.
know if Sacred Flame would do enough damage. Let's see. Sacred Flame would do 3d8. What the hell?
Well, I mean, I was thinking inflict wounds,
On a
which
door.
I
on
can
the
cast
dead
for
wood?
free.
I do
It's
Sacred,
necrotic damage.
Right. 18.
Sacred Flame's on the door. Okay, yeah. The door has to make a dexterity saving throw of 16, 17.
The door goes based off of sturdy.
Okay.
Which basically it has a sturdy rating of 15. Since you did more than 15 damage in a single hit, you actually did damage the door quite a bit.
Yay!
The door itself doesn't catch a light. It's been doused with specific chemicals to prevent burning. It's a warehouse. It's designed to be secure. However, it does cause quite a bit of damage, weakening the door and the frame itself. It doesn't knock the door down, but the door is much weaker now.
Again.
I feel bad for weakening the door and cast mend on it.
11th level. What if I do this? Sure, it's gonna make me actually do the roll thing to 18. Because this is 3d10 damage.
What are you
I think-
attacking?
She's
Door.
basically
She's
just
trying to rip
flooring
down the
at
door.
Uh,
28 to hit and 24 damage passes the sturdy easily. Being that it's acid damage and you're attacking an iron reinforced door, you very quickly shred both the lock and the hinges and the reinforcements holding the wood in place, and it quickly falls into broken pieces of lumber where it once stood a door.
Damn it! Next time we need to remember to have Petra get a rust monster pet.
I just kind of obliterated that door, holy hell.
You did. You just clawed
I
your way
loosened it
through.
for you.
if that door was a mimic, Petra would be mad.
Roland loosened it for me.
He actually did, kind of. It had 30 HP, so you would have fucked it up, but you wouldn't have broken it down.
Okay, so, going inside then.
With passive perception of 21, you would find that it is well stocked with a lot of different ores. It's a little more scarce on the gems. A lot of them are really small. There's a lot of them, and you're able to gather enough materials to make roughly 4 or 5 inks. As for other things, there's a smaller portion of the warehouse that appears to be used as a stock room, where they keep a lot of supplies, actually. You can see that there's various supplies, such as bedding and the like, but they also have a few dried meats and other provisions that would be useful to you guys in your travels.
Yeah, she pointed out the dried meats. Don't take them.
Don't trust them.
I will pick up the rations.
Okay.
Mimic, oh my god!
There's 30 days worth of rations.
Nice.
However you decide to divide that amongst yourselves. is
So
up to
2
you.
days for Boxy or 1 day
How-
for Petra.
How many sets worth of gems did we find?
Found enough to make about 3 inks.
Okay, and then, assuming we found ink at the thing that I could combine it with, would we have found at least 3 inks? Or 2?
You would have found 2
I-
inks.
Okay. That's fine, I already have one on me. That gives me enough materials to try and make 3 more things if it comes down to it, which, if we're traveling the main road and it's going to take us 5 days to get there, I can attempt to make it during those 5 days. One of them. So we'll have 3 instead of 2.
Well, remember, Brolin can get you out instantly with word recall, and we'll go back to
Boga.
Charm.
Darth. Is it Darth or Boga?
Yeah, did you
No.
Did you do the thing with Dothar?
Tartarum. Yeah, Tartarum.
Okay.
Because that's where that was the last place we had a sanctum for.
Okay.
Okie dokie, so we'll go back to the cart and obviously explain that we got some more rations and stuff now.
Do you
I'm
see
going
my
to-
fucking cat?
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's
we
falling
see the cat.
asleep.
She's just chilling back there.
She's just like,
say you come-
my human, this is my space.
Great. So you guys decide to sleep and travel?
Yeah.
Add 3 teleportation gem materials into my thing to track them.
By the way, the rest of this whole
But-
time, Cal's not reading his book.
He's not?
He is on, no, he's on heightened alert.
Okay.
Did Petra find anything
Yes.
worth
So
cooking?
So Petra, having gone to the
Mhm.
general store, which, had a lot of good stuff before, you were able to find 9 rations in the general store that weren't spoiled yet.
Careful, you're probably
How
not
about-
allowed in there after what happened last time.
Shut up. How about ingredients to cook?
Most of the fresh ingredients have spoiled them.
Any overripe fruits, because those can be eaten.
There would be several overripe fruits. There's
Petra, go
probably
ahead.
an entire crate's worth.
Petra will take all.
All right,
Okay.
Merlin's a brewmaster. We're gonna have some fun now.
And like, the world's ending, but we got wine.
That's right.
Well, we've got
End of the
fermented
world
juice.
wine.
What about wine?
End of the world wine. Come get it now.
Apocalypse tonic. It'll make you forget how bad things are.
You might go mad, but that's okay. You got alcohol.
It's an apocalypse tonic. It only turns you into part of a zombie.
You said it's like getting late, right?
Yeah, it's afternoon for you guys. Let me.
So, do we want to spend the night here and then continue in the morning?
Probably best.
Would it be considered strenuous activity for me to spend the entire night messing with the chunk of Azokus, trying to manipulate it with Zeronian magic?
Yes, that would be strenuous because you're attempting to channel magic.
Petra will suggest we all sleep in the church if it's not destroyed.
The buildings aren't destroyed. It looks like people just left.
Okay, so it
Disappeared.
just looks abandoned.
Just abandoned streets. It's a ghost town.
Yeah.
Just
Oh.
Petra will
frozen
sleep
in
under the
time.
pews in the church.
What kind of doors does the church have? Like its front doors?
It has heavy
Question, does the
bronze
church-
doors.
Okay, so if
Question,
we're
does
going
the church
to,
have like chandeliers?
No.
if
Yeah.
we're going to sleep in the church, assuming the church only has one way in and one way out, which does the church only have the one door?
I mean, it has windows and it has a back door that leads into like the graveyard area.
Because if we secure the back door or something, I can keep the front door shut. We'll close the door, I'll put the immovable rod in front of it and turn it on. Good luck getting that door open.
Yeah, door pushes out. No. they just pull it. There's an immovable rod sitting there, and they're just like, "What the fuck?" Go around it. No, the doors swing in, so you would be able to do that with the front door
That's
if you
fucking
could find
great.
some way to secure the back door. Could you imagine though?
Yeah.
They just open it. There's a fucking rod in the middle of the way.
My god, shit!
Yeah, they just stub their toe a little bit.
Specifically their pinky toe, and then they die from infection.
Mm-hmm.
You can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Do we want to barricade
scary.
this back door?
Oh, we didn't need to. I mean, what the hell's it called? Yeah, we just put wedges under the door.
Going with the penny, huh?
Like a
Penny
doorstop.
Oh, Yeah, I mean, they're basically be wood wedges. Old
Yeah, we
Dungeoneer
put
trick.
the wedges there. We put a dresser in the way. Petra brings Boxy inside.
And one thing I learned, I learned a similar trick to that, but instead of using wood
No.
wedges, you can actually close a door and put pennies in the gap between the door and the wall. And because each individual penny is easy to squeeze in there, but it creates a ton of friction down the whole length of the door, you can completely immobilize a door doing that.
Yeah, we'll put electrum pieces in there because they're not worth anything anyway.
Because nobody uses them
Wait.
for anything.
Sure.
Can Boxy turn into like a...
Yeah, that's it. We'll just
I
close
guess
the
a
doors
chair.
and just close the door and put Boxy in the front on the outside.
If Boxy consumes a chair, Boxy can turn into a chair.
No. We have Boxy consume the door and be the door.
Oh my god.
Do you have to consume the door? Yeah, anyways.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Ripping down the door, feeding it to Boxy, and Boxy takes the shape of the door.
I think we would have a better chance at that with a chair. Because if they get inside, they'll be met with a chair. They'll be like, "What the fuck? What's this chair doing here?" And then next thing they know, they're gone.
They grab
they
the
don't
chair
have
to
to.
move it, and
If they don't have to get inside of the doors, the mimic just try and
all right. So
mess with the door.
you're gonna grab a chair from inside the church and feed it to Boxy.
I still think he should have been left outside, but hey ho.
That's because you don't trust Boxy.
It's a mimic. Why would I?
It spit Petra out. That's
We
why.
have
Fair point.
a dragonborn that doesn't need to sleep and an elf that only needs 4 hours of meditation. I think one of us will have our eyes open.
All right. So you pick up a random chair and you go, "Yeah, this looks good enough." Go out. Feed it to Boxy. You obviously know that you would have to feed these objects to Boxy for Boxy to be able to take the shape, as you had that book that you read.
Mhm.
So, you do that, and then Boxy is now able to turn into both a lockbox and a chair. So you have Boxy turn into a chair. You pick Boxy up, carry Boxy inside, wedge him in front of the door, or do you just set him in front of it?
I'll wedge him in front of the door to make it look like it's a chair holding the door.
Like you're trying to stop it with the chair? Okay.
Yeah.
Good plan. All right. And then you guys go to sleep?
Anybody from outside comes in here, eat them.
As long as they're an enemy,
You just
maybe?
see the cushion of the chair separate and a tongue come out as it licks its cushion.
And then Petra, is there like pillars or something, or like some sort of ledge high up on the ceiling?
Yeah, there's, typical cathedral architecture.
Okay. Yeah, Petra will sleep up there.
Of course you will.
Spider child.
Gotta have a bite, gotta have a drop, Petra.
That's true, yeah. Right. So you guys sleep in there?
Nobody expects a
Yep.
halfling from above.
Right. You wake up the next morning. The night passes entirely uneventful. There's even no ambient noise outside, let alone anything actually stirring. It's almost creepy how silent the world is around you.
It's too quiet.
I don't remember being on this hill when it was silent.
Cal, I need a wisdom saving throw. When you wake up, or when you come out of your meditation, and you look around you, the first thing is you realize is you're surrounded by cultists. And as you go to grab your weapon, kind of snap out of it, and you realize that the cultists you saw were furniture and curtains and your own party members. You
One cultist.
were able to shake off the effects as the curse was attempting to take control of your mind. The rest of you seem unaffected by the curse this morning.
Man, it's gonna suck when Petra gets affected.
I'll vocalize
So-
to the rest of the party what just happened to me.
Okay. So you explain to them?
And yeah, explain to them what I just saw,
Okay.
what I felt like just happened, and specifically look at Brogan and ask if you got any sort of protection against these sort of things, or anything that can help us fight off these mental attacks.
And then, remove curse.
All right,
I mean-
but remove curse doesn't do any good if everybody's cursed that can cast it.
Have you got any sort of resistances or anything like that for
Doesn't matter.
mental?
We should keep moving, though.
Yeah.
I said we should keep moving, though.
Yeah.
I know. It's because, I have to be at work in 6 hours.
I don't think I have anything off the top of my head. I mean, there's a remove curse. Protection good and evil wouldn't work.
Remove curse only helps us after the
Being
fact.
cursed, yeah.
Yep.
Well,
Less.
we might already be affected by the curse, which is why he might have to have done a wisdom save.
Beacon of Hope would increase everybody's chances of making their wisdom saving throws.
How long does Beacon of Hope last?
1 minute.
Okay, so that's what's
Let's just. Do we want to do what we initially did, which was tie up the wagon and just rush towards Lura, or do we want to keep just moving and trying to?
I think it's advantageous to leave the wagon here just because that's a big moving target and easy to see. We need to give the element of surprise. I mean, he might know we're coming already, but if he doesn't, then we can have an access of a slight element of surprise by going in there with just horses.
Mithy, question.
Answer.
Over the night, could I have taken the time to draw out a map of Torlura for Cal? Seeing as that I'm pretty sure I know the city pretty damn well.
You could have attempted.
I could have helped her draw the city from her memory.
So you draw it, she describes it?
Yeah, basically, because I got my cartographer tools, so.
Okay. If you want to try to do that, you guys can. You'll be rolling regular, no advantage, but you can try.
It's making food.
21.
21.
Okay. I need a history check at advantage from you. Advantage because obviously you grew up there. But you're trying to remember the detail of a city. So.
27.
Okay. You guys are able to draw a fairly accurate map. It's not perfectly accurate, but it's accurate enough to feel confident.
I'm surprised Petra's not more panicked yet because obviously her family was there.
Petra is panicking.
She's just silent panic. That's
Yeah.
when you know it's. That's when you know it's bad. When Petra's not vocalizing, that's bad.
Probably eaten like one ration,
Okay,
and that's like
so
all she's eaten over
now
the
the
past
question
days.
is, if we do leave the wagon behind because, like Cal said, it is a target and slows us down a little bit, do we remain on foot? Or...
Yes.
I mean,
They're
we
not,
have horses.
I'm definitely against teleporting inside that place.
I don't have a backpack I could feed to Boxy, otherwise I would do that.
Well, I mean, technically you do, but then you wouldn't have one.
Yeah, then you would
Yeah,
always have to use Moxie as a backpack. Which means all of your
Eat my
food is
food.
always going to be gone.
Didn't you get a bag of holding?
I did, yeah.
You'd still have your old backpack. Unless you got rid of it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I still have my backpack, and I have a bag of holding.
Yeah, I think she's saying transfer all your stuff to the bag of holding and then feed your backpack to Moxie.
Yeah.
Mm. Oh, okay.
There would have been a backpack at the general store.
Only issue is there's quite a few sharp things, and we don't want sharp things in a bag of holding. I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, if that punctures, good luck. Yeah, like I said, if you wanted,
But, I
the
mean-
general store would have general items like a backpack. And backpacks wouldn't
Okay, well,
spoil,
Petra-
so you would be able to just go grab one from the general store.
Okay, yeah. Petra will do that then.
Okay, feeding that to Boxy too?
Yep.
Okay.
We have a lockbox, a chair, and a backpack.
Is it 3 lockbox?
don't know.
Never
I
mind.
guess he consumed it before he detached.
Yeah, at some point he obviously had to have consumed a lockbox, otherwise he wouldn't be able to turn it.
Yeah.
I assume he can turn into something like a treasure chest or some shit like that, though, too. He probably wasn't chilling in his home as just his base-ass form.
A treasure chest is a lock.
Fair.
It's just there's the treasure chest is just like the designation people give to a very specific wooden chest lockbox.
Okay, so what are we doing now? Are we moving on?
Yep.
Right, okay.
Petra
On
has her
foot?
mimic. She's happy.
Yeah, well, with the horses. We all have a horse each, don't we?
Yeah, you have
Mhm.
horses.
Yeah. So on horse. Otherwise on foot it would take us forever to get there.
All right, so that's going to shorten your trip by about a full day's worth.
Cool.
Now, you guys are currently in Quarry's Cradle. You have to get through Welton, and then because you're not traveling with a wagon, if you cut straight from Welton across the field to Terlura, you can cut out about another day from your travel.
Do we have 5 tack for horses? Because we, 2 horses on the thing.
Yeah, we would have had that already.
Yeah, the tack is still on the horse.
But yeah, I'm fine going cross country. Like I
Okay.
can
Yeah.
make sure we get there.
I'm just gonna add an item to my bag of holding for meals.
Then your remaining 5 days will only take you about 3.
Cool. Obviously, being cautious, getting closer to Talura.
We'll say the first 2 days are what it takes to get to Welton. Now, Cal does not have any history with Welton, neither does Brolin. The rest of you will remember it as the place where you established the Wolf Guard. And where
And
you
I
helped
murdered
them.
somebody here.
Exactly. One of the first things that you notice is the absence of the wolves. And the absence of the people. And a lot of blood. It looks like there was a fight here. And it
Cal, can you tell if it's wolf blood or human blood or what it be it?
Sure.
you can try. It'd be a nature check.
Yeah, nature check.
Both. You see wolf and human blood. It looks like they turned on each other and fought ferociously. And judging from the marks in the ground, it wasn't just the wolves and the people turned against each other, but everyone turned against everyone. There's signs of wolves fighting, signs of humans fighting humans, and signs of humans fighting wolves. It appears that the curse affected this town much more heavily as you get closer to Terlura.
Arcana check. I want to see if I can sense anything of the curse, and specifically, I also want to see if I can sense anything of Blaze's magic. Was it
Okay.
Blaze? Yeah. Because if any of them got out of there, that seems the most likely.
The curse is much stronger here. It's nearly palpable. You can practically feel it on your skin, taste it on your tongue. As for feeling Blaze's presence, they're long gone. You don't sense anything from them. The entire town is once again abandoned An entire ghost town. Completely and utterly empty.
Alright, we should keep moving.
Just before we do carry on moving, is there any way I can maybe look into trying to investigate what type of curse it is with the detect magic, or is that not going to be possible?
Detect magic only tells you the school.
Oh, that's
Man,
fine.
this was opposite world. Petra could detect whatever it was.
She can figure it out. Yeah, if only you hadn't fixed the mirror, right? Then again,
Yeah,
you guys
goddamn
probably
it,
would have
you.
killed each other by now. Alright, so, you guys decide to keep on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep on keeping on.
Amaranth. Need a wisdom saving throw.
Oh,
All the best,
fun.
buddies. All the best.
Amaranth, what's your most powerful spell?
Fuck off. Do you want me to say it out loud?
I want you to roll a 1d4 for me.
Okay.
Power word kill.
I don't have power skill.
No, but I know what it is.
What do you want me to do? 1d4.
1d4. I want you to cast your most powerful spell at Petra.
I don't think Petra will survive. Well, good knowing everybody.
No, you definitely survive power word kill.
Yeah, power word kill would have no effect on you. You have way too much HP. In fact, you still probably survive disintegrate. In fact,
Exactly.
yeah. Even if she hits you with max damage, you survive. It caps out at 100 damage.
Where is she in comparison to Neo? Like, would I see her casting this?
You would be in the general area? Give me a perception check. The DC to beat's 15. Because she's just gonna get up and blast.
I see
Oh,
everything.
goddamn.
Okay. Yeah, so you would see her get up and kind of panic and just blast at Petra. I take it you're gonna counterspell?
Yep.
Okay. So in that case, Petra, you do not need to make a saving throw.
Oh, wait. I have to roll for it because I cannot cast at 6th level.
That's true. Okay. Dude, the DC to beat is 16 then. Because it's 10 plus the level.
Does anything get added to that?
Yes, it's your ability check. So it's a charisma roll for you.
So 18.
Which beats 16. So you successfully canceled the spell.
I'm gonna yell at Brolin. Remove curse.
Okay, Berlin. Who? What?
This
Where?
this is what I was saying because I wasn't too sure, but only with regards to the curse would I counter the counter spell.
So you can try if you think that's what you would do, but you have to look at it from a perspective of this. If you were attacking an enemy with disintegrate and they counterspelled you, would you counterspell?
Yes.
Or would you accept the loss?
No, I would counterspell it because I feel like fuck
Then you
that.
can try and counterspell her counterspell.
Okay.
It's a 5th level counterspell. Because from your perspective right now, you are surrounded by enemies. Not only are you surrounded by enemies, but they are actively harming people you care about in front of your eyes. You see people that are familiar to you being knelt down and executed in front of you. And many other horrors. Alright, so
So
you're
I don't have
casting
to
it
roll.
at 5th level?
So I don't have to roll, yeah.
Okay. In that case, Petra.
Would she even know that it's 5th level that I'm casting it at, though?
She would know that she needs to upcast it.
Fair.
Petra,
Yeah, but if you're
I
going to
need your
cancel mine, I'm going
dexterity
to try and
saving
cast it
throw.
higher for yours.
Petra, I need your dexterity saving throw.
There you go.
19. You make the saving throw. I believe that's half damage, right? Or is that completely... On a failed save, the target takes this, blah blah blah. It doesn't say on a
No
successful
effect.
save.
DC equals
So-
10 plus the spell's level on a success. Oh wait, that's the counter spell. I'm a dumbass. Hold on.
It doesn't say.
So you dodge the disintegrate entirely. It doesn't hit you. And I'm going with that
Yeah.
because it does. Typically, it'll say the target takes half damage. It'll say, you take this much on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one.
It does say this
doesn't
on the
say
failed
that.
save. It says that. It says a creature targeted by the spell must make a dexterity saving throw. On a failed save, the target takes 10d6 plus 40 force damage.
But it doesn't say on a success.
No, but that's on a success.
Yeah. We're talking about on a successful save. Okay. You successfully saved, so you don't take damage.
Yeah.
Roland, are you going to remove curse?
Yes.
Okay. So, you cast Remove Curse on Amaranth, and you almost see the lights turn on. Amaranth, your wish has been granted. Everybody that you saw kneeling down in front of you being executed, you saw your family history. You saw faces that you didn't remember at first, but as the curse leaves you and the hallucinations fade, you suddenly remember those people. You remember seeing their deaths before. You remember who you are.
I have a question all about that now.
Okay.
So, I remember who I was, which was Bologna.
Yes.
So, this is more of a case of like background stuff, so we don't need to talk about it here, but it'd be questions I have, but we won't talk about it to disrupt the flow of the game.
My assumption is you're gonna ask if because you remember everybody else does. I'm assuming not because it's a
No,
wish.
that's not what I'm gonna. That's
No.
not my question.
No, she would ask that right
Mm.
now if that was the case.
Mm.
It's
But
all
to
about
answer that,
passes and
no.
stuff.
She's still erased from the world, but the memories have returned to her. The traumatic experience of these hallucinations have yanked those memories forward. You remember who you are without the personality change. You remember
Also-
what you went through, everything that you lost, everything that you gave up, everything that led you to this moment. But you don't lose yourself to it like
Perfect.
you did last time.
That's what I wanted to double check.
That being said, you guys set out for the final day of travel. You arrive in Torlura relatively early in the morning
I guess we get to long rest just to
of
double
the
check.
next day.
Would we have long rested between there?
No, that was the morning of the trip.
Oh, right.
Okay,
Right.
that's fine. Let me cancel
And-
that then.
And that puts you into Torlura.
Since the horses move, the one actually doing the traveling, would I be able to long rest while we travel? Or short rest while we travel?
You would be able to short. Yeah.
bestow spell slots.
I see you looking at the map all funky. Yeah, it's been desaturated and darkened. For some weird reason. I can't imagine why.
What, you mean it's not bright, sparkly unicorns and like happy rainbows and some
No, that's
butterflies?
the
We're all
other
looking
map.
mimics.
Oh, is that the other map?
That's the
Right.
other map, yeah.
Sorry, I always get so confused. You know, they look very similar.
Yep. So, you arrive at Torlora, just outside the shanty town. And it is completely quiet. It seems like even the wind doesn't reach here. The streets are worse than abandoned. There's blood splatters on nearly every surface. But again, not a single shred of a person left behind. No evidence of a single corpse. Not even a shambling one. Just... Go ahead.
I looked at Petra and I go, should we go check on the house quickly, see where your parents are?
Petra will nod. She's still silent.
I'll forge ahead, obviously keeping an eye on the streets, just in case, especially down dark alleyways, in case a zombie wants to jump out and eat me.
We need to make our way to the University District quickly, too.
That's cool, but that's in the city. This is outside the city, it's quicker to get to.
As you approach your estate, the air feels thicker, heavier. And the closer you get, the more apparent it becomes, especially to Brolin, who would be very sensitive to curses. The curse originates from your home. You all just froze. That was quite amusing to watch. I just watched Toonie over here is rocking back and forth talking, and I say it originates from your home, and he just froze.
Like, shit, fuck.
As you approach, your front door lays in splinters. The blast having blown it apart.
I'm gonna run to our headquarters that we started creating.
Okay. You rush in. There's no signs of life in the building.
I want to try
Everyone's
and
gone.
find, like, the center point, like, where in the house it originated from.
Amaranth, you run to your little headquarters / study room that you guys were setting up. It's thrashed, in disarray. It looks like books were ripped apart, some of them burned. There's tables flipped, tapestries torn. The bookshelves have been entirely broken apart. The entire room lay in tatters. You see spatters of blood in some areas. You follow your sensitivity to the arcane, trying to figure out where the center of this curse is, where the core of this magic radiates from. And your heart sinks as you walk up the stairs. And it continues to get heavier with every step as you walk towards Iphyra's room. The door to her room is entirely gone. Not even splinters remain. And looking into her room, in the center of the floor, the only corpse that you have seen in days. Iphyra lay there, a jeweled dagger sticking out of her chest, as she is spread on a magical circle. She's clearly in the later stages of rot.
Is there still magic emanating from it, or is this just remains of the casting?
This is remains of the casting. This doesn't appear to have any effect on the current result of the curse. This appears to have been just a catalyst to create it and not the actual source.
Is there any magic coming from the dagger itself? Like it's an enchanted dagger or something?
The dagger feels like it once held magic. Just being near it, you feel sick of radiating nasty, horrible feeling from the blade. Like it warps the darkness around it. But even so, you can tell that whatever residual, dark, cruel energy was in this blade passed into Ifira and into the magical circle, releasing this curse.
I'm going to scream at the top of my lungs for Petra and Brolin.
Erlen goes.
And I assume anybody else would have heard that if they hear that.
Petra's face is completely unreadable by the time she gets there.
Cal hears the noise, looks, sees everyone else running, but then stands outside the house just in case something comes in on guard.
When Brolin gets there, he's going to be like, "Can you revive her?"
Maybe.
Roland, looking at her, you would immediately recognize that there is no way to revive. Whatever cursed magic killed her has completely severed her from this reality, and not only killed her, but has destroyed her soul. It wasn't only her life that was sacrificed to this magic, but her very essence. She no longer exists outside of the corpse that lay before you.
I want to reach towards the dagger and very carefully, because if I feel anything weird from it, I'm going to stop. See about taking it from her corpse.
I was going to say, do we not want to maybe remove curse from the place first? Because if she was the ruminating of the curse, it might still have the, as you said, it still has the remnants before we touch the weapon.
Not a bad idea.
Would you like to try that?
You could also cast Detect Magic to see if there is something here for sure that we could even dispel with Remove Curse.
Oh, just 1 sec.
Okay. You're detecting magic for what reason?
Well, one, to see if although I can't tell what curse it is, I can still see if there's an active spell on the dagger.
Or if it's just residual and the curse couldn't be dispelled because...
The curse appears to permeate the very air itself. There does not appear to be any one object it's attached to anymore. It was likely stored in the dagger and then released from it.
Up to you if you want to touch it.
Do I recognize anything about the magic circle that it's in?
It's definitely Zeronian in me.
I'm thinking.
Cal's gonna take a quick gander around the grounds to see if he can find anyone else just in case.
what I would say, because reading curse, it says if the object is a cursed magic item, its curse remains, but the spell breaks its owner's attunement to the object, so it can be removed or discarded. So we can still do it and then pick it up, or we could just pick it up.
Well, that's the thing. The dagger no longer has magic in it. It had magic at one point. Why I'm hesitating to take it is because this circle is of Zeronian in nature, and I'm contemplating seeing if I can basically use the circle in reverse.
To do what exactly?
Brooklyn!
Well, I said I could probably bring her back. Let's see how good she would be.
Jesus.
Well, if I could do it and it worked the way that I'm hoping it would work, because this is probably designed specifically to, spread the curse from the dagger, then if it works the way I would hope it would work, if I got it to work, maybe it would reverse the curse and store it back into the dagger, and we could then destroy the dagger.
You can try. I think that might not work, but you can try.
Yeah, I think it's a long shot too.
Petra's gonna go see if there's any sort of evidence of her parents left.
I just think that most probably, knowing Phobrix and most probably what high level he is, to be able to reverse it, you'd have to have a high enough spell or Zeronian gust to do it.
You said this dagger used to have magic in it. Do I recognize anything about the dagger from, studies about,
Jesus.
magic artifacts or anything?
From the description, it sounds like the dagger that was speculated to be Phobrix's phylactery.
That's kind of what I'm concerned about.
Mm.
Because what if it wasn't Phobrix that casted this? But instead, the reason why it feels like Phobrix's magic is because he was used as material for it.
Petra,
That's even better.
you walk into your parents' room. There's evidence of a struggle. There's a lot of blood. And in rushed, panicked handwriting, done in blood, on the wall, you see a partially finished word
Ashina.
that says Ash,
Yeah, that's Ashina.
Roanoke.
surrounded by bloody handprints.
We're gonna have to go to Ashina. That's one for the process.
I would just like to point out how serious Petra looks right now.
Yeah, you've just either murdered her parents or her parents have completely disappeared.
She's not going to talk to me for 3 days again.
I wouldn't blame her.
Traumatizing.
I am just gonna take the bet and just grab the dagger and see what happens.
Don't. I want to pull out my book and see if the circle on the ground matches up with anything in the book.
Sure, go ahead.
Give me a perception check.
Watch me roll like a motherfucking one.
You remember you still have your
Inspiration, yes.
Yeah.
That's better.
You check every page thoroughly, and you can't find any reference to this sigil. The only thing that you notice is that this particular magical circle is far more complicated than anything in your book. This was, if your book was an intermediate level book on Zeronian glyphs, whoever crafted this circle would have to have been a master.
I'm just gonna touch it and see what happens. I'll just tell you guys just to be ready just in case something happens.
Hey Moran, make a death saving throw.
So here's my thing. This is what I wanted to double check with just before I do this.
Okay.
Is could I use the rune of reflection to help me with this?
Yes.
Okay, because that's
Because
why I
this
was
is
like,
targeting you.
yes, this is targeting me, and I can use this to reflect the spell back.
So, as you touch the dagger, you immediately feel the cold grip of death begin to grab at your very soul. It feels like your insides are shattering, and you very quickly activate your rune of reflection, and the dagger explodes into shards.
Okay, so yeah, that's why I was like, I have something just in case it does happen, so I can stop it from happening. But I'll basically tell them, yeah, that just tried to kill me.
Was there anything around the house at all?
Not that you can see. It's just a cold, empty silence.
Okay. I'll stay outside by the front door just in case something happens out here.
At some point, we will call you in and tell you, Cal, there's nothing outside, just come in.
Well, look on the bright side. At least you don't have to pay the help.
I want to sit at the edge of the circle and try and meditate on my book like I had previously when I went into the one, like, void realm area thing.
I'm gonna try and find Petra and see where she is.
Okay. So you go. It's pretty obvious where Petra would go after Aethira's room. So it wasn't a try to find. You went straight to find her. Petra obviously has gone into this room and sees this overturned room. Hand-carved furniture that she spent days working on for her parents. The wood's cracked open. Multiple pieces are shattered. And somebody's blood is written on the wall. Petra, what are you doing in this room?
He's sitting in the middle of the room, completely silent. It almost seems like she's even barely breathing because of how silent she is.
I'm slowly gonna walk up to Petra. I'm just gonna sit down, like, next to her. And basically, from the looks of it, it looks like they might have been taken to Ashenode, so they might still be alive.
Maybe they were in the crowd that we saw.
They could have been, yeah.
Fear is dead.
I know, I saw it.
Yeah.
Correctly. And I'll put like my hand on her arm and I'll say,
There's like a flicker of anger goes through her face as she like almost rages.
like I said, not everyone could have been hurt. There's loads of people that seem to have been missing, so they may still be alive. And from the signs of what we can see, they've obviously given us help and a warning to try and find our next steps. And I'll just be like, knowing for well what I know now, with everything with my family and everyone dying, I go, look, I know this is tough, but right now, we don't have this time. Especially, time is as urgent as it can be.
Cal, come in the house and obviously try and find the rest of the group. Ask what we up to, what we're doing. Obviously, you'll meet Brolin and New first.
I don't. We should see what's here first, and then we should go.
Yeah, I think
If there's absolutely nothing here, then that's good. Hopefully it hasn't spread that far yet, because I don't know how far it is, but I just...
Alright, Neil, Roland, Cal runs up, checking out what's going on here, concerned about everybody still being in the house, and New's frantic screaming earlier. What do you
New
say
will just
when you walk in?
shush him because she's already sat down to try and, meditate on her book, and because she wants to see if she can get back into the void. Because if she can, and she's right that Phobrix was used as material for this, that means he's dead, and all 5 flames should be there. Which would be bad.
What about you, Roland?
Brolin lets him know that we do have an option. He's been a very long time since he's done it, so he should have a very good chance of communing with his god and getting the answer to 3 different questions, whether it be from Thor or one of his representatives. We just need to decide what questions we'd like to ask.
But make it some good ones. I'll go check on the other 2 and see where they're going. At which point I'll leave the room and look around quickly and obviously see that they've gone to Petra's parents' room. I'll head in there.
If Cal, go on, sorry.
Petra's still just sitting there.
Yeah, so obviously I come in the room, obviously see the devastation. I won't say anything straight away because I can appreciate Petra's inner feelings at the moment. Obviously you'll see me come into the room, and I'll see it says Ash on the wall. I'll be like, where are we going with that?
I'll just kind of get up and say, look, I'll leave you be, but I'm going to start looking around. And I'll kind of walk out the room, and I'll take you, Cal, with me. And I'll say, from the signs of it, it looks like Petra's parents may have warned us that our next spot is Ashino. We should look around the house, see if there's anything around or anything that we can kind of look at, or any information that we can find, and then go from there, really.
Well, the rest of the house looks like it's completely abandoned. There's nothing else that's really happened around it.
Yes, but my headquarters has been completely destroyed, so they might have done something in there. Hence why I'm saying we should still look around.
Okay. I'll go look around the rest of the house quickly.
Just a quick question.
Yes.
Why do you hate us?
Is there... that's a good one. But anyway, but my question is there like any sort of their necklaces? Is there like any remnants of those?
So anything that they would have had on them seems to be gone. It looks like just suddenly there was a scuffle and then they were gone. So, being that they would be wearing their necklaces don't appear to be in the room.
Well, just in case, Petra will go ahead and take her necklace off and lift it in respect. And put it back on and join the rest of the group. and tell them that our next target will be Ashno once we further investigate this area.
Yeah, I want to look into the headquarters, see what they've destroyed or what information they may have left, just as they may have left a message to be spiteful, knowing them.
Okay. Give me an investigation at advantage. It'll be fairly easy considering it's familiar territory. 16. You notice that there's a letter that's out of place. Normally you keep them relatively organized, and this one seems to have been thrown off in a random corner of the room. Opening it, it appears to be a taunt.
It's by that fucking Morvir, I know it is.
Reading it over, it just says, "My lord sends his regards." And it's signed, Neftari.
That's that dragon lady, isn't it?
Nope.
Who the fuck was Neftari?
I
Meta knowledge.
see Petra's remembering something. Petra, does the name Neftari ring a bell?
It does, but I can't pinpoint what.
Maybe Claudia would remember.
Oh.
Did it finally sink in?
Meta knowledge, I know who casted the spell.
For the two of you that weren't here for those sessions, Neftari is the character that New played in the Unending Halls campaign.
Oh,
They went
that's
through
right.
the whole thing, and at the end, she found a certain jeweled dagger.
You bitch.
Surprise! Her deity was Zyros.
Yeah, that's why she was a Twilight cleric. Zaros, the Dark God, Twilight cleric. So you find the note. My lord sends his regards. Neftari.
Well, at least it wasn't Little Shadow.
Then you wouldn't be able to read it. It would just say something jumbled.
It would just look like cat scratch.
It would just say someone says hi or something. And then she would just put a paw print for her signature. Like,
You know, after
Here's
everything,
a
you
good
told me advice
question,
to be
is-
better.
Here's a good question. Is there an old lady in the dungeon near here?
The trip.
Okay, well, good to know. I'll go and find everyone and bring them to the death circle, let's say.
okay, yeah. Make Petra stare at her death
The
friend
cheery
again.
death circle.
Or we can stand outside and just wait.
Has
Why
Neo
did
been
he-
able
Is that
to
what?
meditate into like the other or anything?
You are unable to learn any sort of knowledge. You guys do still have the 3 questions that you can ask of Roland's god. And we have 19 minutes, so if you guys want to start working on those questions, I suggest you do that now.
Are you really a god?
They-
Really? Really? Thank you. Come again.
Is Phobrix still alive?
You get
Okay,
3
what else?
questions, they have to be yes or no. So, I suggest you guys take a moment, decide as a group what your 3 questions are. Or
Something
just
like-
whatever Brolin's gonna ask, because technically he has all the authority here.
I don't want to ask that. I'm going to ask this. Can you please get Loki to give me a call back? Pretty please.
Yeah, of course the criminal wants to talk to the trickster.
Why do they call it cinnamon stick when it's clearly a bark?
Loki's busy at the bottom of Yggdrasil having venom dripped into his face by a snake.
Yummy. We should most probably ask about Ashino or the Sacred Spire, because from the looks of it, that's where we're having to head next. So I think that's something to do with the Sacred Spire.
Surprisingly, Petra will think up of a question.
I know. Are my parents alive?
No.
No. Wow.
Wow, we're all shocked at that one.
Yeah.
Is our goal in Ashino? That's the question.
I think we should ask about Phobrix too, because if he was used as material for this, and that was his phylactery. If he's dead, that is very, very bad. That means all 5 flames are lit. That means we have no idea what their plan is once all 5 of those flames are lit. And we need to move fast.
Should I find a question?
You know, I'm amused that you were asking about Neftari earlier. Talking to New. New was asking me about Neftari earlier and when she might pop up. And it just so happens to be that she asked today.
There I go.
Stop putting ideas in the DM's head.
Oh no, I've been planning this for weeks.
I'm just kind of scared for Claudia now. Oh my god.
Okay,
That's a barbarian.
I'm happy with
+9 to Dex. Or not Dex. Sorry.
What's that? Count?
I'm happy with Petra's question. I think that's a very astute question. And knowing if Phobrix is alive or dead is a good one as well. But actually, we just ask, is he alive? Because we can't say if he's alive or dead.
The reason I'm scared for the old lady barbarian is because she is +9 to her.
Right, so you figured out 2 of your
attacks.
questions.
So one more.
Can you think of any, Brolin?
Who are these people?
If we
It's a
don't
yes or no
ask-
question.
Can I trust Brolin?
If we
No,
don't
can we
ask
trust
all
this
3
one?
questions, does it affect the spell later on? Like, do we come back to it?
Once you cast it, you have 1 minute to ask 3 questions. When the spell's over, it's over.
Yep.
Gotcha.
If I try to do it again too soon, then there's chances they won't answer, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
So, is our goal in Ashino is Phobrix dead or non-existing?
I mean, he's a lich, so the question is...
Is he
Maybe
still
we-
active?
Still exists.
I mean,
Is he permanently
even
dead?
with him being alive, or a lich, he's still alive. Until
He would be
it's-
undead, not alive.
Is the Black Dragonborn part of our goal?
Yes or no questions.
It's a yes or no question.
Well, yes, we know she is.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of a vague. Yes.
I kind of want to make the question about Ashino a little more pointed. Be like, is Ashino the correct place we need to head towards or go to in order to stop this cult? Because the god doesn't necessarily know what our goal is, and if they don't have that
keep in
information,
mind-
they can
yeah.
just give unclear as an answer.
They are not omnipotent. It specifically says in the spell they are not omnipotent, so they only have access to information that they would know.
That's right. They're not omnipotent, so they're not going to kill themselves. Why would you kill yourself? Well, little Joey's dead. No, Joey. Omnipotent. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Ross.
Stop. Please stop. Make it stop.
Okay, so we got those 2 questions. What about the third question?
What's the god's name again that they're wanting to join?
Zaros.
Zaros.
So I feel like we should ask something about Zaros. Zaros. In the sense of, like, is the cult close to bringing Zaros back?
Yeah, it's too vague. What defines close for a god? Oh, it's 1,000 years. Yeah, that's close.
Maybe a more specific question is, will Zaros be brought into the physical world within the next month? And that's still a yes or no question.
I think
Or
we
you could
combine
say,
those.
like,
Could
this
Zaros
season.
be resurrected, or is the cult close enough to resurrecting Zaros that it could happen within the next month?
I mean, it's the same way we're saying it. It's the same question. It's just a different way of saying it.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to be, is more technical
Yeah.
about the way we're saying it.
Can we ask these questions then? Well, I'm
Quid
sitting in
pro
silence.
quo, yeah.
Yeah, let's ask the questions and get it answered.
Okay, so yeah, do the commune as a ritual, ask the question, get them right.
Okay, what's your first question?
Damn it.
Is-
What is Frobrix? Does Frobrix still exist? In
Or
any-
is Phobric still alive
already
or
asked.
act? Okay.
The answer is no.
Okay.
Is
it's
there an answer?
It's Ashino?
Fox?
Next.
Is Ash now part of our goal?
Is Ashino our destination for the foreseeable future? That's bad.
Yes.
What's the name of the god again?
Zaros.
Zaros.
Is the cult close to resurrecting Zaros within the next month?
Yes.
Thank you, Thor. Well, good. Happy days. Let's go on vacation.
Alright,
Time for a
in a month.
skiing trip!
It's time for the beach episode.
No, it's skiing
And then-
trip, sadly. It's a ski trip.
It's
Okay,
spring
next-
now.
Next
Yeah,
week's
but it'll be winter.
next week's episode is going to be a compilation of all the episodes before.
No, the
The filler
next few
episode.
sessions is just gonna be a bunch of flashbacks.
The recap season.
God, I fucking hated that when I was watching One Piece on Netflix.
There's gonna be
Oh
2
my
minutes of you going, ah! And then it's a flashback for the rest of the episode. And then the next episode, it's somebody else going, ah! For 2 minutes.
Even worse, it's going to be flashbacks of people having flashbacks.
Oh my god, I'm the murderer.
Is that Black Butler or? Anyways. Okay, so we have anything else we want to do in time, or?
Wait, flashbacks and people.
We can probably leave it there if you want. It's probably an ideal
Flashbacks of
place to leave
people
it.
using divination magic to see into the future to see people having flashbacks.
Anyways. I saw that coming.
I'm fine leaving it
I mean,
here.
I want to make my way to the university, but also that's a whole thing, and
Yeah, that's
we
gonna
have
take
10
minutes.
minutes left.
It's something we can deal with.
Yes, let's start. Yeah.
Because Nia needs to find out about Alder.
Yes, we
It's
can leave
probably
it there
gonna be
then.
the
If you're happy with that.
same. It's probably gonna be the same kind of deal with Petra's parents.
Hey, you just found out about your dad. Oh, by the way, he's dead.
Or maybe he's dead because he did steal your egg. So
And here's the thing, right? What we've noticed is through going through the trip, we've noticed that people have walked off into random directions and there's been nothing since then. They've just suddenly disappeared. So they've either turned completely, utterly to ash, like some kind of Avengers, like, click shit like that. Dust.
So they're like dust in the wind. Okay. Or it's
They've been
rapture.
taken. Yeah, or they've been taken.
Oh my
That is-
god, we've got an alien invasion.
Yeah.
man, if only Petra could throw herself at it to figure out.
Unless you want to die, then no. Because I almost fucking died.
But the one thing I was
did,
most
yeah.
concerned about,
Yes, but did you die?
no, the one thing I was most concerned about is fine, and that's Boxy.
Your parents, fuck your parents. Boxy's alright. Did you remember to pick up Boxy from the chair? Oh, you did, didn't you? You did.
Yeah,
Yeah. Box is a backpack.
he's wearing him currently.
Hey ho.
Right, hopefully you guys had fun. Had a good
Yeah.
time traumatizing you.
You've ended it on such a great note.
Yay, more trauma!
Petra's not
Everything you
gonna
worked so
talk to you
hard for
another
is
3 days.
oh shit.
I just want to say, when Bologna was a person and she remembered, she did say about not having any staff. She was very adamant about not having any staff.
Oh please, Milana was never really a person.
Now she's making
Yeah, but
up.
now we have Amaranth the criminal.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I've got to bring Bologna back somehow.
Right, I'm gonna be off. You guys take it easy.
All right. Have a good night.
Later.